As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right, our plight to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened spear. We stand together to weather the storm, to be reborn, sprouting like germinated seeds of a corn, to reform a generation like the signal sound of a horn. That though by history we turn. But what's a rose stem without thorns? We take turns to have our history spun from a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African patriots.
We push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize it. For this life, now one life we get, oh.
Now one life we get.
Everybody got to realize, oh. For this life, you don't get to duplicate. You don't get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh. Make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they save, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You don't get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene, make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene, oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody, everybody, everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody, everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize. Corona, it no be our friend, oh, oh. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka, oh, yeah. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene, you wash your hands. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene.
Wash your hand,
make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing.
Make you cover your
Keep the
nose.
good hygiene. Make you day your house. Sanitize your hand.
Sanitize.
Social distancing.
6 feet
Keep
away.
the good hygiene. Make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by PATRIOT Club of Nigeria.
Hello, Africa. Welcome to the hottest station on the netwave right now, the African Patriot Radio. Remember, you can follow us on all our social media platforms at African Patriot Radio. Welcome to COVID-19 on the Hour, where we journey through continents around the world to bring you up-to-date information about COVID-19 statistics. My name is Ekane. As of the time this information was gathered, that is on the 16th of April 2020, between the hours of 11:30 and 11:55, the total number of cases worldwide stood at 2,094,897 cases, with about 135,569 deaths and 530,946 people recovered. And so far, Africa has recorded 18,081 total cases, with a death toll of 915. The top countries hit are South Africa with 2,506 cases, Egypt with 2,505 cases, and Morocco having 2,251 cases. And over to Asia with 335,133 cases recorded, a death toll of 12,157 cases. The three countries hit the most are China with 82,341 cases, Iran with 76,389 cases, and Turkey with 69,392 cases. In North and South America, 753,042 cases have been recorded, with a death toll of 33,251. The countries with the most cases are USA, with a total of 644,348 cases, Brazil having 28,912 cases, and Canada with 28,379 cases. In Europe, a total of 979,959 cases have been recorded, with a death toll of 89,160. Now, three countries with the most cases in Europe are Spain, with 182,816 cases, Italy, with 165,155 cases, and France having 147,863 cases. And finally, in Australia, 7,961 cases have been recorded, with a death toll of 72. And countries with the most cases are Australia, having 6,468 cases, and New Zealand with 1,401 cases. And that's all on COVID-19 on the hour. Stay tuned for more updates coming up on this station. My name is Ekane.
together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol. These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. Please call the emergency line for support and inquiries if you reside in Nigeria. The numbers to call is 080-097-000-010. This is brought to you by African Patriot Radio. I am Josephine Paul.
My name is Josephine Paul.
Susan Achin.
Yao Bremen. Jude Ojema Audu.
Second Zilang.
Richard Bassi.
Ekanem.
I am Mercy Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
The world has been brought together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol.
These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. If you reside in Nigeria, please call this number for help: 080-097-000010. Please like and share this video. You can also follow us on our Instagram at African Patriot Radio News, and on Facebook at African Patriot Radio, and on Twitter at Patriot Radio 1. Day on African Patriot Radio, where we are poised at keeping you up to date with the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Josephine Paul.
We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened.
Everybody got to realize, for this life, no one life we get, Everybody got to realize, for this life, you no get to duplicate, Keep to the rules and regulations, Stay for your house, make you know they go out, Now for your good, the government just to pass that law. Now for your good, make everybody they safe. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no girlfriend, oh.
You know get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no girlfriend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene, oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize it. Corona, it no be our friend, oh, oh. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka, oh, eh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing.
6 feet away.
Keep it good hygiene.
You wash your hand.
Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing.
Social distance.
Keep it good hygiene.
Wash your hand well.
Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing.
Make you cover your
Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing.
6 feet away.
Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened spear. We stand together to weather the storm, to be reborn, sprouting like germinated seeds of a corn, to reform a generation like the signal sound of a horn, that though by history we are torn, but what's a rose stem without thorns? We take turns to have our history spawn from a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African patriots.
Make we push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize it. For this life, now one life we get, oh.
Now one life we get.
Everybody got to realize, for this life, you no get to duplicate, you no get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh, make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they save, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You know get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene. Oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody, everybody, everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody, everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize. Corona, it no be our friend, yo. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka, oh hey. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. You wash your hands. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene.
Wash your hands,
make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing,
make you cover your
keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa.
Your number one radio station, African Patriot Radio. That was a very beautiful piece of music done by the African Patriot Club. And that was done with regards to curbing and then spreading the preventive measures against coronavirus.
Yeah.
So I hope you're listening to the lyrics of the song and you actually taking into consideration whatever, all the message that was preached on that song. By keeping social distancing, frequent hand washing, and very importantly, I beg for my people who hear this language, don't allow your wife or your girlfriend give you corona. So that's, by the way, a very beautiful good afternoon to you once again. My name is Elvis Organ. I'd like to welcome you on this segment of Apr Mid Day Fee. This is the program, The Patriot. I'm not alone in the studio. I have original star girl.
Josephine Paul, of course, is here, right, in the studio.
All right. Today we will be talking about a very sensitive topic that goes a long way in our society. We'll be taking a look at who are you when no one is watching. The man in the mirror when no one is watching. What do I mean by that? I'm talking about things you want to make people believe you do. Meanwhile, in your closet, you don't do those things. Yeah, just simple. Have you ever found yourself in such a situation, or maybe you notice someone who does stuff like that?
Yeah, we're more or less surrounded with people that, tend to be good outside, wear that all scent kind of look and attitude or character, but, outside, there's something else. You understand? Like inside, they could just be, oh, I'm holy or I'm good and stuff, but, outside, they're different people entirely. Yes, we're faced with that. And, even as individually, subconsciously, we actually, try to portray that kind of self. You're somewhat different on the inside and totally different also as well outside, you understand? And that's just the pure definition of hypocrisy, you understand?
Okay, to that very great friend watching us and listening to us right about now, I want you to just take a pause and ask yourself, who are you when no one is watching?
I feel like asking myself right now, Josephine, who are you when no one is watching? Yeah, it's a good and sensitive question, actually. Think about it, like, who are you when no one is watching? Are you that sweet kind of person? Are you that all scent when you're outside? You are so fast to saying, judging other people and condemning them as well, and trying to be all sainty or all holy, but meanwhile.
Okay, let's try to find a way to define people who actually found themselves or who are caught up in this web or in this circle. People who tend to make people believe they are something, meanwhile they are not that thing. Can I think about a word like hypocrisy? Yeah, so what is hypocrisy?
It's in very simple term. Hypocrisy is you pretending to be what you are not.
Or criticizing,
yes,
or
criticizing.
doing stuff you criticize others about.
Yes, condemning them. Yeah.
Claiming knowledge you never had. That is hypocrisy. Okay, this could actually come in different forms and in different spheres of life. Like in leadership, people tend to do that a lot. Then in our religious setting, even our family setting
as well.
Like you come to tell people, and this is what I would do, or this is who I am. You paint a picture of yourself in the minds of people, and then at the end of the day,
you're not that person.
People get to find out you're not that person. Especially, some of those things can actually happen when someone appears so desperate, like you're just trying to devise any means to get a particular stuff. You could just come up with anything. There are possible ways you can avoid being a hypocrite, and we'll be talking about them as we progress on the show. So let's take a look at hypocrisy in leadership. How does that occur to you, or how does that strike you?
Yeah, so let's look at our modern day society today. Okay. Hypocrisy in leadership. We get to see some set of people, people that call themselves leaders. Probably they will just come out to the society or to people around them and tend to give them fake promises that they don't tend to keep themselves. Promises that they will not later do. For instance, you're coming out to tell a particular set of people or group of people or community that okay, let me just take for instance. Let me just be plain and raw. For instance, in the political aspect, you come and because you want to run for a political position.
That's during your manifesto.
During your manifesto, exactly. You want to run for a particular position and you want to buy favor from other people. You want them to vote you in, and you come out and you be like, if you vote for me, the road, I will make sure I have good roads. I will make sure I put water, constantly and all that.
Some of them even go as far as maybe go to eat at the roadside, identify with the individuals, market
come
women,
out, associate with them. Come to at the least level of people. You understand?
And then when they get into that position,
they just become something else totally. God help us. They just become something else. You understand? And it's not a good personality. You're even debasing yourself, debasing your reputation.
One very bad and pathetic thing a pathetic thing about hypocrisy is the fact that you tend to lose trust.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
From people you depend on.
No. First of all, after you've actually had a bad name, after you've debased your reputation and made people lose trust in you, there is no way that they can actually have good things to talk about you. You understand? Yeah. You've actually ruined
that reputation you must have built over time.
Over time, and the trust already people have in you. So, can you imagine that kind of situation?
And I was actually going through a study, and someone was like, they just wish hypocrisy is something you could just go to a doctor, a physician, and be like, doctor, I'm suffering from this. So just give me. But it's unfortunate that it doesn't work that way. And then one other sad aspect of it is that people who are hypocrite hardly realize it, and when they realize it, they fail to admit it. And you cannot conquer what you don't identify or
exactly.
agree.
That is one step to it. When you first of all admit it, this thing is wrong. This is my flaw, and I can work on it. You understand? When you admit that personally, you know that this thing you're doing is wrong, and you're working towards towards conquering that, towards taking that aside, taking that bad personality or bad behavior or attitude aside. It can actually help and go a long way. Okay,
how about in a family setting, you try to represent your family name, portray who you are, represent yourself. And for instance, your dad goes to drop you in school, and he tells you before he drives off, remember who you are, remember our family name. We have a standard, we wouldn't let you fall below. When your dad is not there,
What do you do?
what do you do?
Who are you there? You understand? For instance, it's very common, especially with us on the other side, the African parents. You know, when your child is going to school, you just tend to give them some words of advice. When you go out there, John, Junior, you have to be the best. Junior, you have to stand out. Remember where you're coming from. Remember your background. But how many do adhere to it? And most times it might not even be that is the child's fault, you understand? Probably because of what has been happening at home. Maybe you are in a family or in a home setting where your parents don't even portray what they are telling you to do. For instance, your dad is telling you,
owing to the fact that your surrounding have a whole lot of influence
on you, of course, on you. So your dad is telling you, Junior, I don't want to see you take alcohol. I don't want to see you drink, and
you see him.
And right in the parlor, you're coming to watch a film like a father. You're trying to teach correct your child, and you're coming with beer. I'm not condemning alcohol or something, but you are telling your child not to do it. So why don't you lead by example? You understand?
When we talk about our family setting, I take that to heart because you see, when you go to the society out there are a whole lot of maladies out there going on, and then these people don't just come from the moon. They have a family. That is one of the most important parts of the society because it all begins. That's the cradle where all the good or the bad attitude is being imbibed onto children. So we have to attack this. And then when you take a look at these maladies in the society, you realize that this thing is wrong. What is the first step you take as a person to do it? Okay, take for instance, this is African Patriot Radio, and then there's this notion. I don't feel comfortable talking about it, but it's the truth. We can't run away from it. When people tell you African time, like, how do we come about that? Okay, someone fixed an appointment for 2:00,
and you're there by 4.
And then the person that even fixed the appointment is coming.
Because they already have that thought, a mindset already in code African time.
And it's so bad to the extent that we now see it as a normal
thing. No be African time again.
As a patriot, what are you supposed to do?
You were supposed to follow suit. Do not have that kind
correct
of
that impression.
Correct
Follow
that,
suit.
yes.
Correct that impression.
The default. Just click on the default. Some people's defaults can actually be very crazy. You already have that mindset. 2:00. Last class they go start by 4 now or 3:30. You understand? That is already fixed kind of mindset you have about it. And if that is not taken in place, if that is not addressed, if you do not work on that aspect, it might actually bring problems or issues.
And another part of the society that we face a serious hypocrisy is in our religious bodies. And then we have to take that seriously as well, because people put in so much emotions when it comes to religion.
Let me share an example from myself. So I used to have this aunt. She worships in all of these Pentecostal churches. I would not want to mention specifically.
You don't have to.
Yes. So let me say, people have different understanding of the word of God, of the scripture of the Bible. So people have this understanding that if you cover your hair, that is when you are a true Christian and God is hearing you. If you don't cover your hair, they're going to be looking at you like, this one, she doesn't know God did serve. You understand? So they have actually so made the whole belief and the whole, appearance thing to become a problem. It's like a religion. If I don't cover my hair to church, people are looking at me like a bad person. If I wear trousers to church, people are looking at me like a bad person. But whereas it's not supposed to be like that. You are serving God. You know the scriptures. You know the word. You apply it and you do. As long as you know your heart is clean, and as long as you know the word and what God is saying to you, you understand. People have different understanding, and that's where religions actually play its role there.
I tell you, one part of the society where we record a high level of hypocrisy is in the religious bodies or entities. Because when you just made mention of this, your instance now, I could just go on and cite so many instances. For instance, let me tell you something. I have an uncle who is a clergyman, a reverend at the matter, and then we had to meet somewhere. Then there was this movie project we were working on at that time, so I was wearing a mohawk hairstyle. So I went to greet my uncle. Like, I saw him first, he didn't see me. I went to greet him, and the next thing, before answering, what kind of hairstyle are you wearing? And I was like, sir, it's because of a movie we're acting, so I had to put. Then he said, why can't you play the role of a pastor? I was like, so sir, how do you know I'm not playing the role of a pastor? So no pastor keep this kind of hair. I was like, do you know if it's to correct an impression or? And I made mention of some men of God I know that they don't have this normal low cut. And the next thing this man said, there's no way God will visit you if you. I was like, even though if I have a clean heart, I don't know when I told him, uncle, you need deliverance. And then I shared that experience with another of my cousin
Yeah.
who is a reverend, and he had to even preach on that in church one day, and he was like, so you mean if you are judging me by my appearance, so if I'm in the bedroom having my bath, I'm no longer a Christian.
Thank you.
It's until I come out and they cover myself
Cover
very
yourself,
well.
exactly.
We are not saying you should dress indecently.
No, of course. Of course, you know the saying that says how you're dressed is how you are dressed, all right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that you should come and be indecent outside or dress anyhow. Of course, you cannot be... You cannot probably be looking like a mad person on the road because it said
my heart is clean and you don't need to judge me by my looks.
You should use your sense to know that of course there's some way you can present yourself and still look smart, still look good, still serve your God.
Someone actually once told me different stuff concerning the impressions they have about dress code and all, but that's not what we're talking about at the moment.
Yes.
We are talking. Who are you when no one is watching? I want you to keep that question in your mind and then find a way of answering it. It's still the Patriot on African Patriot Radio, and it's still the APR Mid Day Fee. We go on a short timer. When we return, we talk more on the program. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Glad to know that you stay with us. It's still the APR Media Feed, and it's the program The Patriot, where we're talking about the man in the mirror when no one is watching. Elvis Ogara behind the MRC and star girl Josephine Paul.
Yeah, right here.
Okay. Like we were talking about hypocrisy in different spheres or aspects of our life or in the society. We made mention of leadership hypocrisy, and then we talk about family hypocrisy, and then religious hypocrisy. And I had wanted to mention this before we went on that timeout, where you hear some preachers tell you, don't do what I do, but do what I say. Because they know they are not doing what they're saying.
They themselves are not portraying what you're saying.
But please, for once, can we just practice what we preach?
Practice what you preach. Listen to practice what you preach and preach what you practice.
Exactly. Now, we're coming to address stuff like that because the way people tend to look at hypocrisy is quite different. You know, okay, let's just roll on to the next one already because our time is fast ticking away. We are going to take a look at, we've seen how people portray this different level of hypocrisy in a different sector or aspect of the society. And then gradually you know that, okay, I actually told us that when you don't practice what you preach, you tend to lose your trust on people you depend on. And you know how detrimental that could be. Like people you depend on for everything no longer trust you.
You personally, you are debasing your own reputation.
Exactly.
Yes.
And this could actually lead into depression, and you see people start thinking about suicide.
Yes.
People start thinking about suicide. That is for those who have conscience and like who allow their conscience to work. Because there's actually been this debate. Some people say it's not everybody that have conscience. Others say everybody has, but not everybody allow it work.
Exactly. Some people, their conscience are just dead. They just do whatever they please, whatever I feel like. Had it in they do me, I just they do. I mean, you understand that kind of stuff. People are having that kind of mentality, that kind of mindset is fixed, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Okay, hypocrisy is actually a challenge in the society, and we need to address it. So how do we address it? What are the remedies to hypocrisy? We'll be taking a look at some of them.
Well,
there's this first one I like us to talk about. You don't condemn until you experience it, because trust me, there is a way. I will write 3, and then if you view it from different positions, it will mean different things to you. There is a way you stand. You look at it as 3. Another person will look at it like M. Another person will look at it like W. Another person will look at it like E. You get.
Yes.
And if I write 9, you might look at it like 6, depending on where you stand. So don't condemn until you experience it. I don't know if you've had any experience of where people just condemn without knowing what people go through to maybe have a pick on a particular decision they make.
Yeah, so I actually have my own point on that to add to it. Like you're not condemning, and as well you're not judging. Do not judge other people. You understand? People have, no one is perfect. People have their flaws, so you can actually stop. You in order for you to just advance out of, to avoid hypocrisy itself. Avoid condemning others. Look at yourself. Look at that. What is perfect. We know that, right? But just try to identify that flaw to yourself. Work on yourself first. You understand? And don't try to judge others.
Okay, another one I like us to talk about is don't make promises, except if you control the universe. Do you know what promises are?
It go a long way, actually.
Promises is when you tell a lie and you try to make that lie true, because nobody on earth, quote me, nobody on earth have the capacity to fulfill any promise.
Nobody,
because the next second is not guaranteed.
It's not
no
guaranteed.
Promise.
Yes. That's where trust comes in. You must actually be sure not to put your trust so much on people. You understand? Because people can actually make fake promises, and when it's not fulfilled, now you feel bad, you feel heartbroken, depression comes in, and all that.
Truly, trust is another way where we can watch our hypocrisy level, by watching the level at which or in which you trust people.
Yes.
Because you see, remember, hypocrisy is condemning in others what you yourself would do.
Yes.
So a survey was taken where a particular scenario was being thrown at. For instance, I tell you, okay, Jojo, what would be your reaction if I do this? Or if this is done? And then maybe if it's coming from me, your reaction will be different.
Yeah.
If another person does that, your reaction will be different.
Quite different too.
Because maybe you have a certain level of trust on me that you might think, okay, if Elvis do this, it's right. You get.
Yes.
So first you have to trust yourself.
Trust yourself, very important. Yes.
And then you have to look at, let's look at another one. You have to ignore everyone to a large extent and act only based on your moral compass. Yeah, to a large extent, act based on your moral
compass.
Yeah, compass. Okay, for the want of time, I'm receiving signals already.
All right, so let me just say one last line of advice. Okay, so let me look at the political aspect as well to wrap it up.
Right.
Now, in the political aspect, you have to be that leader with good example, with good morals. All right, do not I always say, do not be a patriot, but a patriot. All right, so when you actually have that mindset, when you actually have that understanding of who you are, and when you're actually going as well too, it can actually enable you to be that great personality, to be that great example, not an hypocrite, not a patriot, but a patriot. Exactly.
Okay, you just heard that from Mr. Girl herself, and I would just like to lend a voice to that particular one.
Yeah.
Do not be a patriot, but be a patriot. What do you mean by that? Don't just say one thing and do another thing, and don't just play to the gallery. Make sure it's coming from your heart. Then if you identify a problem, like this particular one, have a problem with it, the African time of a thing, I want us to work on it. Take yourself seriously so that others can take you seriously.
As simple as that sounds.
All right, that's the much we can take on the show for today, and I'd like to appreciate you for being a part of the program. Please do stay tuned to African Patriot Radio for more interesting programs. Until we come your way again, my name is Elvis Oga.
And my name is Josephine Paul. Thank you for
watching. Saying, do have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Together to form an alliance Alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol. These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. Please call the emergency line for support and inquiries if you reside in Nigeria. The numbers to call is 080-097-000-010. This is brought to you by African Patriot Radio. I am Josephine Paul.
My name is Josephine Paul.
Susan Achin.
Yao Bremen, Jude Ojema Audu.
Second Zilang.
Richard Bassi.
Ekanem.
I am Messi Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
Three o'clock in East Africa and 2 o'clock in South and Central Africa. Here is Information Africa reaching you from African Patriot Radio. You can listen to this broadcast on the live streaming on http://www.facebook.com/African Patriot Radio/videos. My name is Susan Achin. Tanzania's health ministry has announced the country's biggest rise in coronavirus cases so far, as it confirmed 29 new cases. Of the number, 26 cases were detected in the commercial hub Dar es Salaam, 2 in the northwestern town of Mwanza, and 1 in Kilimanjaro area north of the country. Dozens of Kenyans who have been in mandatory quarantine attempted to storm out of an isolation center in the capital, Nairobi, because of what they say are unbearable conditions. The health ministry says 225 people across the country have been infected with the virus, and people who recently entered the country before the closure of border crossings have been held in isolation in an effort to prevent further spread. In the world of business, Africa is expected to reverse an economic contraction linked to the coronavirus crisis next year after containment measures are eased, according to the International Monetary Fund. But the impact will be felt for years to come. Sub-Saharan gross domestic product is on track to shrink this year by 1.6%, its worst performance on record because of the combined effects of the disease and plummeting oil and commodities prices. And on the entertainment scene, Obi Franklin's South African baby mama, Nicola Siyo, has called him out on Instagram for not playing any role in their son's life. Nicola attacked Obi after he shared a video of their son on his Instagram story recently. In the world of sports, Nigerian badminton technical official Naomi Adeoyin Oyinloye has been upgraded to a Badminton Confederation of Africa BCA certificated umpire status. This lift for Oyinloye followed her success at the BCA umpires assessment, which took place in Casablanca, Morocco, during the African Games in August 2019. Lastly, and on weather, today's focus shows Gambia and Gabon are partly cloudy with 28 and 29 degrees Celsius respectively, while Madagascar is mostly cloudy with 23 degrees Celsius. And that was Information Africa News as produced by Susan Achin. Before we go, our African proverb for the day is a South African proverb that says, "A clever king is the brother of peace." I am Susan Achin saying thank you for listening. Good afternoon.
Make we push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize, for this life, now one life we get, oh.
Now one life we get.
Everybody got to realize, for this life, you no get to duplicate, you no get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh, make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they safe, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You no get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no girlfriend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene, oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody, everybody, everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody, everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize. Corona, it no be our friend, yo. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka, oh hey. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. You wash your hands. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Wash your hands. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Make you cover your clothes. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Heights, touching the sky.
My name is Josephine Paul.
Susan Achin.
Yao Bremen, Jude Ojema Audu.
Second Zilang.
Richard Bassi.
Ekanem.
I am Messi Joe and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
Now, African fashion is about the hottest today in the world.
True.
And you'd agree with me that it's one of the most innovative, exciting, contemporary design scene on the globe.
Recently?
Exactly. Actually, from way back. From the couture to the street hip-hop style.
And it's actually been incorporated in Western fashion.
True.
Recently.
Hello out there and welcome to another segment of the Midday Feed on African Patriot Radio. My name is Ekanem and I am in the studio today with the beautiful
Immaculate Udor.
It's great to have you here, girl.
It's good to be here.
So this is Fashion AFRIQUE and today we will be talking waist beads.
Yeah, waist beads, people.
Well, in case you don't know, waist beads are a traditional African fashion accessory that is actually made of strings and little tiny beads put together and worn around the waist or the hips.
And you know the fun thing about the waist bead is that it's not just our innovation and stuff we do now. It dates as far back as culture itself, as African culture itself.
Exactly.
Yes, and people say they trace the waist beads to the Yoruba sector of the Nigerian entire culture.
So basically, let's say waist beads started in Africa.
Yes, in Africa. Most of the things, even civilization started in Africa, you would agree with me.
True.
Yeah, but the thing about waist beads, you know about the pyramids in Egypt, right? Yes, they said pictures of
the statues.
Yes, they're seen with both males and females, because right now I think more females wear waist beads than males.
You know what? Let's not go deep into this, okay? So guys, we will take a short break. When we come back, we would give you more and everything you need to know on waist beads. Don't go anywhere.
Keep it locked.
My name is Josephine Paul.
Susan Achin.
Yao Bremen, Jude Ojema Audu.
Second Zilang.
Richard Bassi.
Ekanem.
I am Messi Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
Welcome back. This is still Fashion Afrique on African Patriot Radio. And like I said earlier, if you're tuning in, actually, you're not too late.
You're quite on time, actually.
Actually, so we've been talking waist beads. So Ima, we started on the origin, how far back waist beads go. Just tell us a little more about it.
Yes, like I said, in West Africa, they have been traced to the Yoruba tribe, but they're seen among other West African countries, particularly in Ghana, should I say notably in Ghana, where the beads signify wealth and aristocracy. Although they've said there is a spiritual side, and I think we'll be exploring that much later in the show. Yes, but they're quite fashionable, and they're fast becoming a trend.
True. So we're looking at in countries like Ghana, like you said, Ghana, West African countries like Ghana, Senegal, Nigeria. This is actually like a very strong part of our culture.
Yes, regardless of the fact that right now they are very fashionable.
True.
Yes, but we should trace their origin back to culture.
So okay, we know about some women that actually wear these waist beads inside of their clothing, and some that actually wear it on top of their clothing. Like the traditional dances we have, like in the Igbo land, the Ibibio culture, and rest of them.
Actually gives
Even
a
the Fulani as well.
The sensual feeling to the femininity of a lady. Like, it brings out that sensual side. So even if you have an ugly waist, come on, you could beautify it with a waist bead.
What would you define as ugly? I mean, we're all beautifully, wonderfully
yes, regardless.
Okay, so let's talk about this as a fashion trend now.
Okay, talk about showing it off.
Yes.
A lot of persons have their reservations. Some feel you should wear it inside. You shouldn't show. It should be treated as sacred as your underwear.
Underwear, yeah.
A lot of persons think you should flaunt with the trend that we have, the crop tops right now. A lot of people have the avenue.
What do you think?
Of crop
What do you do?
We're going to read that in another day. Trust me. But a lot of people want to flaunt. A lot of persons feel you shouldn't be seen just by you and your partner.
Well, I do feel if you wear this, it's because you like it. It makes you feel good about yourself. If you feel like flaunting it, you flaunt it.
But what you got?
Exactly.
Yeah, but there are persons that feel like this is a personal thing. It depends on people have different reasons for wearing it.
True.
Okay, so if it's a fashion trend, come on, I'm wearing fashion so you see it.
Okay.
Yeah, flaunt the fashion. I talked about reservations. A lot of persons have got reservations about the waist.
Yeah, there's been a lot going on about that.
Like a lot of people frown at it. People see it as, with the advent of social media, some say it's diabolic because they come in all, like, talk about trend, they come in all colors,
in different shapes and designs. Actually,
I saw a recent one that was really scary. I think it was weird. It comes with skulls.
I think I must have seen something similar to.
You kind of look at it, and the first thing that comes to your mind is like, is this a charm? And there have been talks of it being a charm, actually.
Can you emphasize?
Yes, people say on social media that this stuff's are fortified and it's meant to make men part with their hard-earned money.
Speaking of it being spiritual, for some people, they feel like it could actually, they wear that to actually ward off evil spirits.
Yes, and in the African culture.
Yeah, in the African culture.
True.
So if you look deep into a culture, some people wear that, like I said, to ward off evil spirits, and then some they wear it for protection.
Protection,
yeah.
as well.
For I think there was this story I was told once while growing up. Some people actually wore it because girls, they actually thought it could protect them from being sexually harassed or raped or assaulted by men on the street.
I've also heard where men give it to their wives on their marriage night, and so you cannot cheat on me.
Oh.
Yes, I've heard that too.
So when you cheat, or if you cheat, what happens?
Okay, you might have to ask the chief priest to this village. But I'm sure there's a consequence when you go against the
I can
rule.
imagine.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Has a rule and a consequence.
Wow.
Basically. How about reasons? Why do people wear it? You said people wear it for protection.
Before we talk about reasons, I'm still on reservations though. Okay. There's this school of thought of people that actually believe that wearing a waist bead would actually prevent a woman from conceiving.
Okay, that's like a measure to what's it called again?
Honestly, I'm not even sure how that works. But according to them, they said you know, when you wear waist beads, most times it
makes your waist
it
kind of thinner.
it slims the waist down. So most times they feel like because of the slimness of the waist, it makes it difficult. Yeah, it makes it difficult for the baby to probably breathe, or I'm not even sure how to
I've
do that.
actually seen pregnant women wearing waist
I have
beads.
actually too. So I'm not sure though, but according to them, they feel these beads actually suffocate the baby.
Okay, I actually have, I don't know, reasons. People have different reasons, but I have an aunt that says, no, you can't wear waist beads. You look promiscuous. Like,
oh yeah, there's that as well.
Yes, they're like,
and
good
it's
girls,
funny. It's funny how these things are actually said by our elder ones, our parents, people that should have been exactly. They should have been dipped in culture to tell us, okay, this is how it was done back then.
I think religion has a lot to do with that.
True.
We should blame that on religion.
So you know what? Before we talk about reasons why people wear waist beads, guys, how about we just take a short break, commercial, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, okay? Welcome back. This is still the midday feed on African Patriot Radio, and here on Fashion and Freak, we've been talking waist beads.
Yeah, waist beads.
Before we went on the break, we were looking at some reservations that most people have about waist beads.
But I kind of think they're kind of very sensual. They bring out your feminine side and make you feel, you want to look in the mirror, you want some like, oh, my waist and stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Not just bare. A lot of ladies do makeup. They have bare faces, but a little makeup.
So it actually adds like a little more to your feminine side.
And then let's talk about culture again. Talk about the ladies that dance, the belly dancers, and you see the waist. It actually amplifies the whole movement.
Yeah, the movement of the waist.
And it makes it really beautiful.
True. I said something earlier about most women that this school of thought that feel like wearing waist beads actually doesn't actually make all the women that wear it have like a natural childbirth, because it's kind of stuff like contrary to that, there are others that actually feel like these waist beads actually help childbirth. They actually help fertility. I think that's one of the reasons, and that's one of the things I found out about it, like in African culture. One of the reasons people
yes, because I've also seen stuff about waist beads and the color. There's the blue, the red, the yellow, and red is for sexuality, vitality, fertility. I think I've seen that.
There's a lot,
yeah, there's a lot to it.
And then there's the white. There's the white that actually stands. I think that stands for like purity, and then
true that when the girl's a virgin still.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like you said, most men actually give this to
on their wedding night.
Yeah, on the wedding night.
But I've also heard about a guy that said, "I'd never cross a lady if she has a waist bead on."
Really?
Yes.
True. Anyways, yeah, some guys actually. I think that owes much to the fact that they believe it's fetish. Yeah, it's diabolic.
Because the designs in which these things come. Trust me. Have you seen waist beads recently? And cowries and charms.
The skulls you talked about, I saw one recently too, and I mean that was scary.
Okay, I think I've seen one on Charlie Boy's wife or something.
I can't say that, but speaking of it as a trend, I know some guys
Actually
actually
like it.
some guys like it. Some guys wear it. They use it like it's a fashion trend for them.
For guys as well.
For guys.
Sounds so gay right now.
But who are we to judge?
No, we're not. But it's more. It's just like you see a guy with on a blouse with buttons and puff sleeves. I mean, he has the right to wear what he wants, but it just
True. But then,
look right.
still on reservations. Let's talk health implications now.
Are there health implications?
Well, the pregnancy stuff I talked about, people have the abilities, suffocating the baby and all. If that's actually true, then that's actually bad for the child and the mother.
You don't get to take off the waist beads. Like you wear them. People wear them to sleep. You wear them to bathe. And come on, do you wash them? They come in all sorts.
Well, I think they believe when they shower, they wash them when the beds get washed.
And then the metal ones.
Yeah, the metal ones. Now that's where I'm going to focus on. Now some of these metal ones that people wear, actually at some point get rusted. And imagine having a cut on your body, cut on your waist. The rust gets into it. That's some kind of another infection we're talking about. So that's equally very, very dangerous if you look at it from that angle.
Yes, and I've seen mothers put on waist beads on their children, and I'm like, I see them, they wear waist beads. At what point do you take it out? Because we go fat, we go tall, we go big, right?
Yeah.
And
so let's say the older
they
grow
with it, and then the beads multiply because it's spiritual.
Okay. Now let's look at some of the reasons people actually wear these beads. Let's look at that.
Okay, I've heard. Of course, we were just talking about culture and heritage. It's a part of our culture. It's about part of our tradition. I know that even a lot of persons outside Africa, but that have African roots, actually wear this to connect with their roots.
Yeah.
Yes, I could be abroad, not just waist beads, and I want to wear the kente, the African. Because I want to show off my
African
roots.
heritage.
Yeah, so a lot of ladies out there do wear this waist beads to just connect with their root, with their ancestry.
And, well, there's this talk about them also wearing it to try to feel or connect to their ancestors, especially the ones that were sold into slavery.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's that about it, and then it's a reminder to them, no matter how far they go, it's a reminder of where their heritage is, where they come from.
Yeah,
no matter how far they go.
Yeah, no matter where you go. Okay.
So basically, they do this to just celebrate their culture. Yeah. So let's talk about weight control.
Oh yes, I've had that one. That's like the most popular one.
Yeah, I mean, some people will tell you, are you tired of wearing a waist trainer? Get a waist bead.
No, I don't think that actually shapens your waist, does it? Make your waist slimmer?
People have their beliefs. They believe it actually helps. Imagine wearing I believe it helps you control your weight, really. Imagine having a waist bead, and normally the waist bead is supposed to sit on your waist or your hips.
Yeah.
So the moment it starts jumping up, then you know you're actually putting on some weight.
Yes.
So it helps you control what you eat, check what you eat, check how you eat, portion control and all of that.
And then when it begins to slack or sag, and then you know that you're
actually losing weight.
Yeah, maybe you want to add. Who knows?
What are the reasons are there?
I think there's also the reason of posture. It helps you check your posture.
Oh.
Yes, if I'm sitting upright, it does sit properly. Then if I'm slouching, it comes up and I know, okay, sit upright again. Mm-hmm. So it helps you with that. And I talk about weight check. Oh, no, back to the waist trainer because I didn't get enough of that. You say it helps you slim your waist. I don't know how it helps.
The people that would tell you, if you're tired of it, waist trainer is we know what waist trainer is supposed to do. It's supposed to help you shape and
slim your waist. But how would a waist bead do that?
I mentioned something about what you call checking your weight, checking what you eat. It actually helps you check.
But it doesn't help you slim your waist. No, I'm not buying
that. A lot of people would disagree with you.
I do disagree. Okay, except you're saying, for instance, you know when you wear rings, like people that were married individuals, you wear rings over time, and then at some point you can take it out.
Well, it leaves a mark actually. And if you notice that point where the ring has been, it's actually slimmer.
Okay, I'm thinking in that light.
Exactly.
So maybe we would have waist beads made out of slates. Not just beads. Come on, it's just
that's why you notice a lot of people wear more than just one. Yeah. So they have like a lot of it there. So it serves.
And I feel the more it is,
the better it is.
Yes, like the bigger the better. No, not the bigger.
Okay, not the bigger.
Yeah, the more volume. No, not that. That doesn't work for me.
The higher the number.
Yeah, the better it looks, and then the variety of colors. They come in really beautiful
Okay,
colors.
let's go back down. As in, let's look into tradition. Most times, waist beads actually worn as a rite of passage. So it's given to women to show maturity and growth. Like there was this story I heard of, like when a girl actually. A bead is actually given to a girl when she sees like her first period, period. So it's actually given to her and all that. But I mean, let's look at it. Waist beads have come to stay.
True.
As tradition, as culture, and as a fashion trend.
And they're quite fashionable.
Exactly.
And recently, a lot of persons wear them over their dresses. Talk about whether you want them to be seen or not. Although people believe it should be worn under. Then we've talked about the traditional dances that wear it as an adornment. And recently, we've seen people wear dresses and then wear them over it. They're supposed to be waist beads, right?
Well, like I said,
we have waist chains.
True, come down. Like I said, they have come to stay, whether we like it or not. They have come to stay. So if you're listening out there, if you're proud of your waist beads, feel free to upload a picture, put a picture up there, put a picture out there, tag us on Facebook, use the hashtag #FashionAfrique. Let's see what it looks like. Let's share in that little happiness of yours.
I might want to get a waist bead. Come on, give me some inspiration.
All right, that's all we can take today on Fashion Afrique. Thank you so much for hanging with us. It was amazing having this conversation.
It was fun having this conversation.
Thank you, Immaculata Odor.
Thank you, Amen Ikanem.
All right, join us next time. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for more interesting programs coming up on the station. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket blankets. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol. These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. Please call the emergency line for support and inquiries if you reside in Nigeria. The numbers to call is 080-097-000-010. This is brought to you by African Patriot Radio. I am Josephine Paul.
Make we push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize it. For this life, no one life we get, oh. Everybody got to realize, oh. For this life, you no get to duplicate, you no get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh, make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just to pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they safe, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You don't get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene, make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene, oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody stop waka waka. Oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize. Corona, it no be our friend, yo. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka, oh yeah. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene, you wash your hand. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene, wash your hand well. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, make you cover your clothes. Keep it good hygiene, make you day your house. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene, make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened spear. We stand together to weather the storm, to be reborn, sprouting like germinated seeds of a corn, to reform a generation like the signal sound of a horn. That though by history we are torn, but what's a rose stem without thorns? We take turns to have our history spawn from a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African patriots.
Hello and welcome to the APR Mid Day Fee on African Patriot Radio. And I am your favorite girl, Fulfillment Wataracha, the Energy Goddess. And with me on today's show is Elvis, oh God, the radio best friend. Hello, Elvis.
Good afternoon, the Energy Goddess.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. How's your day been?
Yeah, super cool, super cool.
Okay, Elvis, on today's show, we will be facing the gender-based violence of the boy child on Yumi and the society.
Okay.
And yes, so it's actually a good thing that you're on the show with me today because we will be talking about boys.
I can see you radiating energy already. You're truly the Energy Goddess.
Okay. Okay, I want to radiate and talk about boys right now.
Let's do that.
Also, okay. You know, it's globally known that 95% of abuses is coming from the African region of the society. And in no time, it will climb up because the statistics hasn't really been proven. Okay, so, but to an extent, we can tell that from stories and incidents and happenings in the world now, we could tell that the boy child has been neglected. Yeah. You can agree with me on that, right?
To a large extent.
Yeah,
because
so
when you take a look at cases of abuse out there, all we get to hear about or talk about is the feminine abuse. Nobody gets to talk about the abuse of the male or the boy child. And it's not as if these things are not happening. So it's a very good one for you to think about it and for us to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, the thing is, we fail to understand that a broken boy leads to a broken man.
Exactly.
And a broken man leads to a broken society.
Because men are key in the society.
Yes, to an extent you can say men are key, but I am not a feminist, so I'm not going to stress or argue with you on that.
It's all good. Neither am I a male chauvinist.
Oh, okay, that's very good.
Yeah.
So, the thing is that there will be 20 million gang boys in 2020 if the teenagers in 2020. Okay, there will be 20 million gang boys in 2030 if the teenagers in 2020 are not properly educated and sensitized. Okay, because the thing is that they are the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so if we're not able to have them now, train them, watch over them, teach them, put them on the right track, would end up having individuals that cause a menace in the society.
Exactly.
Yes, because, a boy child, I think, needs a family.
Yeah.
He needs someone to look up to. He needs a family to belong to. And he needs what to believe.
Yeah, that's his dream.
His dreams, yes. Because if a boy child doesn't have a mentor or a father or somebody superior that he looks up to and that he wants to emulate, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
And then let's say he doesn't even have a family. You know, because a lot of people have this very strong family values that, you know, when they are doing something wrong and they think of family, you know, they tend to, you know, just withdraw, retrieve, yes.
Steps and all.
So I think it's really important in training the boy child.
Yeah. You see, when you talk about how the society should work or how the system should work, like, okay, first having someone to believe in, then someone to look up to, and your own dreams and your aspiration. That's just the sequence it should work. Because you see, family, when we talk about family, I just made mention of it in one of our past shows that I had to appear on, and I was like, family is more like the nucleus of the society. If you study self very well, you know what I'm talking about.
It's a unit.
Yeah. So when this family, you know, like there's this popular saying that goes, when a house is built on a faulty foundation,
very true.
the house will never
It will never be strong. True. Because if these boys grow up to be uncared for, okay, grow up to be rebels, and they will have a criminal society, a crime-filled society. And at the end of the day, our society will be used as an experimental lab for crimes.
Exactly.
Because you see these boys grow up and tell you, nobody told me to do this. So
I never knew this was wrong.
Exactly.
Even though the law will tell you ignorance is not an excuse.
That's the thing. So a lot of them just tend to, you know, do a lot of things that will cost the lives of other people. A lot of them tend to feel that they are right, and because you were not told when you were little, then whatever you do is on the right track. And so, like, I would want us to look at, okay, what are the consequences of this these actions we take as parents? Because a lot of parents tend to neglect the boy child. They'll tell you, you know, when you're hot about something, they tell you, man up.
Man up.
Man up is a word that's been used by a lot of parents. Because growing up, I remember my cousins, when, you know, they're hot about something, or when someone offends them outside, they'll be like, are you not a man? Men don't cry. But for crying out loud, we are just the same, just with different hormones.
We have different neurons, the same system, just different hormones.
Truly, and then you just, you know, you just tell the girl child, cry. You make the girls feel they are softer. And then forgetting that these boys too,
they have emotions
and feelings. And then at the end of the day, when they tend to, you know, act on the fact that, okay, they've been neglected, and then they have irrational behaviors.
Okay, when you talk about what an abuse on the boy child transcend into in the society, you already gave a lead on that one, because you were like, a broken boy will grow up to be a broken man.
True.
And a broken man will just bring about a broken society, because men will be out there all broken. And then in a society, man is a very important part of the society.
Very true.
Just like the women and every other person in the society.
Okay, I saw a story last week on the net where a mother had an issue with her 12-year-old son and sent him out of the house, claiming he was a spy for this new sect called the 1 Million Boys.
They said that they have been allegedly going about attacking homes.
Very true.
Because of the lockdown, hardship and everything.
Yes.
And we keep saying from this platform every now and then, there is no justification for crime.
That is the truth. So, but, you know, when we look into this critically, you get to understand that in as much as there's no justification for crime, these boys should have been put on the right track. Okay, how can a mother send her 12-year-old son out of the house?
Because you just feel he's a spy
for a particular sect. And then also,
you feel it doesn't all go well with you.
Why don't you train him? Why don't you put him on the right track?
To even come to think of it, is that a solution to it?
Is that the solution? Because, you know, a lot of times, I also read another story that a woman had a boy and her husband had this shop, and then they brought this boy from a particular state in Nigeria, and then the boy, you know, did something that was not right, and the woman had to make her husband, you know, send him out of the house. And then he was begging people on the road to please help him raise up some money to send him back to the village. And then if this boy isn't sent back to the village like he is requesting, or he isn't looked into, or he isn't fed, he would end up resorting to crimes.
He would just end up on the street,
picking pockets, doing things that, you know, ordinarily we shouldn't even consider in the society. And that would also lead me to also talking about the fact that, you know, a lot of people, a lot of men, a lot of boys that have been mishandled end up, you know, being antisocial in the society.
Yeah.
They don't tend to blend. They tend to, it now more or less looks like
they exhibit some level of post-trauma
syndrome. Yes, because it now happens that a lot of them just withdraw from every other person. A lot of women now even abuse them, because there are a lot of men that suffer abuses in their relationships and marriages.
If you want to count what abuse do to a person, you will run out of count. Your self-esteem will be messed up.
Truly.
That's exactly what you're talking about now, because you don't believe in yourself no more. You feel, okay, I'm not worthy to go close to this person. Antisocial and everything. You just feel like, okay, fine, I've been abused. And the worst of all, the society will not even believe you when you speak out. And with men, or the boy child have not been encouraged to speak up. They've only been encouraged to man up from time. So they don't even get to speak up, and they just bottle it up to themselves. And you know what? An idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Actually, statistics has it that from the age of 9 till 14, these children are abused. And then I looked deep into that statistics that was generated, and I got to understand that it's not even about 9 to 13. It's about the fact that a lot of children that are younger, say from 0 to 5 years, tend to speak up.
Yeah.
They tell daddy and mommy everything that is happening.
So these prospective predators don't
avoid them.
They
Yes.
avoid them.
So they expect them to grow older. They wait till they're older, and then when they understand that there's something called secret, when they know the difference between good and evil, and then they feel, okay, when I do this to you, you already have your own secret that you wouldn't want daddy and mommy to be aware of, and then they take advantage of it. And then you take advantage of it. These children grow up with hatred, anger. And then a lot of parents just tell you, you're a man, handle it. A lot of girls equally rape boys.
Yeah, sure.
Boys are actually victims of rape. And then a lot of women also take advantage of the fact that a man is quiet, a man is calm. And in homes, in relationships, they take advantage of it. Because, I tend to tell a lot of people that when you tell a man to man up, why don't you as a woman up? Yes, because
quite fun.
Yes, because we're all humans. We're all humans, and there's an extent you can push this thing to. And then when he bounces back at you, it's now a crime.
Yeah, the effect
is terrible, and then it becomes a crime, and then he has to face the law for it. And so I think there are other ways you can be able to avoid these crimes from coming up, and try to listen to your boy children, because they are humans.
There's even more to abuse than just what we're talking about. Okay. There are so many ways people abuse people without even knowing. Take for instance, for some societal beliefs.
Yeah.
People tend to abuse others just to satisfy their own belief, which is no longer right. Like they will tell you, your freedom ends where another person's right begins.
True.
Take for instance, someone who believes she's a feminist. I'm not picking on that one.
Yeah.
Because people actually get feminism wrong. Feminism is not trying to place the female gender against above the male gender. It's just to recognize their own place in the society. But some people who tends to call themselves feminists don't really get this. So they tend to do another wrong thing. But you don't correct a wrong with a wrong. Two wrongs don't make it right.
Very
like
true.
A promotion in the office. Someone who is a feminist maybe happens to be your director, and then feels, okay, you are this guy, you are doing good, but I am a feminist. I will never let you. I will never promote you. I'd rather take another girl or another female who is below you and place her above you. That's an abuse too.
Yeah, that's an abuse, obviously.
Yeah. Neglect is an abuse.
Yes.
Like what you were talking about, parents telling, maybe your boy child comes to report something to you, or you feel something is not right with your boy child. Be like, maybe your friend even come to your house and tell you, I don't understand the way this your boy is behaving. Like, he's too withdrawn. Something might be talk. He say he's a man.
Yeah. He's
allow him.
himself.
Yeah, allow him. Why don't you ask this boy? Let him speak up.
A lot of parents tend to misunderstand what trades. A lot of trades. I know of some families that would say, okay, since you're a boy, you have to do. You have to go learn carpentry or be a mechanic or menial jobs, and then the boy has interest in sketching and designing, and he wants to go into fashion. And a lot of these parents tend to misunderstand the essence of fashion, and they'll tell you, no, fashion is for women. So if you are a boy and you have interest in fashion, that means you're gay. And so a lot of times it just it redirects the attention of these children. When you constantly try to force a child to do something he or she isn't interested in doing, at the end of the day,
that's an abuse.
That's an abuse. That child will end up being antisocial.
Give and take to a large extent. Stereotype is a form of abuse as well.
Very correct.
Because you tend to judge somebody wrongly for what he or she knows nothing about.
I would really love that a lot of parents, give into the upbringing of their boy children. It is really important because a lot of boys are raped, a lot of boys are abused. You don't have to, starve a child for you to say, okay, I just abused him. There are a lot of things you do to a child that would really make it obvious that this child is not comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I think we're all humans, and irrespective of our genders, you should treat everybody equally. Like we spoke about something yesterday, you said something about knowing your place in the family. So you don't say because the boy he's the only one that is meant to fetch water.
He has no business with the kitchen.
Yes, he's the only one that is left to fetch water. Okay, he doesn't have a business in the kitchen. He has interest in learning.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, no, sit down. Just go and get money. Go and hustle to get money. Because this has affected relationships. A lot of girls now tend to take advantage of the fact that, okay, I know this is my boyfriend. Okay, he doesn't talk. And then you just want to make him spend unnecessarily just because you think you have a leverage over him. It's really, 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 really important.
Still talking about things that the abuse on the male child, the boy child, could actually transcend into in the society. I want us to even pinpoint them into practical example of what these boys could actually grow up to become. Like we have some of them turn into a serial killer, rapist,
an armed
robbers, wife beater.
A lot of them turn into irresponsible fathers. Like I can tell you that a broken man will get married to a woman tomorrow, no matter how much love or attention she gives her family.
He will show his real self.
He would definitely display traits of his environment, where he's coming from.
Yeah.
So if you're not able to correct it, like before we came on the show, you made mention of the fact that when people are fighting, your parents always tell you,
go inside. Or if any bad thing is happening, they don't let you
watch
see.
It. Just because
in my culture where I come from, as a child, you are not even allowed to see a dead body.
You can imagine.
That's how sacred
they are trying to model your mindset. They are trying to train you so that you don't grow up tomorrow and feel, okay, when I have a misunderstanding with somebody, the next thing to resort to is fighting. When I have a misunderstanding with somebody, the best thing to do is, punching ourselves and cursing and all that. Okay, but we'll talk about the effects and ways to possibly curb, this menace that's faced with the society right now. But that will be after we take the short break. We'll be right back.
The world has been brought together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites.
Welcome back. This is still the Midday Fee on African Patriot Radio. Before we went on the short break, we're talking about the gender-based violence, particularly speaking on the boy-child abuse. I have with me Elvis Oga, the radio best friend in the studio, and we will be talking now on how best to manage and curb children that have been abused, boy children that have been abused. So Elvis, what do you think are the measures to be put in place to manage these children?
It doesn't really take much for us to do this, even though it has to be societal and then attitudinal change towards the way we address some of this issue.
Okay.
Therapy is what everybody will suggest, but before that, the best cure for every ailment or malady is prevention. So how do we get to prevent this abuse on the male child or the boy child? First, by all the things we say, parents have been turning blind eyes and deaf ears to
children.
We'll have to pay more attention to it. Like, you don't have to tell a boy child to man up. Tell him to speak up.
Listen to him, sure.
Yeah, tell him to speak up. And a problem known is already solved to an extent. It's half solved, as the saying goes. So these are just on the surface. These are just a few ways where we can actually remedy some of those things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that it's high time we all rise to tackle the root for easy pruning of the tree, because every child is your child.
Yeah, true.
Irrespective of religion or tribe, every child is your child. And so instead of saying the future is for the females, you should say the future is for everybody.
It's for everybody.
Because irrespective of your gender, we will all be in the future. And so if we just have only the girls, being trained up well and, having the good morals and everything in the society, and we have boys causing menace, how do we tend to balance that? So I think, yes, to a large extent, it's better and it's high time a lot of parents stand up to the fact that their children are equal, male or female. They are all special.
And very importantly, if you happen to be out there listening to us or watching us and you feel you've been abused in any way and you've not had the opportunity to speak up or let anybody listen to you, just know that we are always here for you.
You can reach us on African Patriot Radio on Facebook, and you can call our lines 08160 773440. And if you'd want to place advert or sponsorship,
maybe you probably run a body or an agency
that manages abuse of the boy child. You can also reach us at African Patriot Radio or call our lines at 08160773440. I think that's all we can take on the show for today, Elvis.
For the want of time.
Yes, please, any boy child you see around you, try to pay attention to him or her. To him. Yeah, make sure that you lend a listening ear. Because they all have something to say. They all have something to tell us. But we're just not there to listen. It's one thing to hear and it's another thing to listen. So please, let us all listen to our boy children. And that's the much you can take on today's show. Please tune in with us tomorrow, same time, same station, for more sizzling gist and interesting topics. I still remain Fulfillment Matriarch, the Energy Goddess. And with me is
Elvis Oga, your one and only radio best friend.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting.
Order, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened spear. We stand together to weather the storm, to be reborn, sprouting like germinated seeds of a corn, to reform a generation like the signal sound of a horn, that though by history we are torn, but what's a rose stem without thorns? We take turns to have our history spawn from a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African patriots.
Make we push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize it. For this life, no one life we get, oh.
No one life we get.
Everybody got to realize, for this life, you no get to duplicate, you no get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh, make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just to pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they safe, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You know get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene. Oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody, everybody, everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody, everybody stop. Social distancing,
social distance.
Keep it good hygiene.
Wash your hand well.
Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing.
Make you cover your
Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing.
6 feet away.
Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we
Hello, good afternoon. It's a great afternoon right here in the studios of African Patriot Radio. It is the 16th day of April in 2020, a beautiful Thursday. I would like to call it Throwback Thursday. So we're going to be doing a lot of throwbacks today on what's happening in history. The program is What's Up, Africa? My name is Susan Arch, and you can call me the Slick Susie, but I am not alone. I'm graced by the beautiful presence of
Immaculata Uda.
All right, so you know how we do it on the show. We bring you historic events as well as what's trending across Africa right now. Ima, what's up? What's going on?
And how are you doing?
I'm great.
Okay, what's up, Africa? What's up, Africa? What happened back in history on the 16th of April, but this time it was in 2011. An explosion hit a police station in the city of Maiduguri in Nigeria, just as presidential elections were beginning. Yes, at this time we're having the presidential elections, and on the morning of the elections, we had this explosion. It was actually said to be a bomb explosion.
That sounds very suspicious.
Yes, like
why would that be happening on? I mean, the elections are actually postponed.
Yes, from
from 9th
from
to
9th to the 16th.
and it still happened on the 16th. That
Yes,
means,
and you know, like when these electoral materials are brought, they're kept in police
exactly,
stations.
exactly.
So someone didn't want the elections to
No,
move.
no. The person patiently waited from the 9th to the 16th and was still planning. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, anyways, moving on. In 2007, the Supreme Court ruled that the Electoral Commission unlawfully disqualified a top opposition politician once allied with the president from running. Now,
Okay, this looks like it's a riddle kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
but
see that.
An electoral commission unlawfully disqualified a top opposition politician once allied with the president, former president.
yeah.
Former president in 2007. That's Olusegun
Obasanjo.
Obasanjo. His closely allied.
Yeah.
Probably Atiku, because he's
Atiku,
the one that bought
yeah,
the
'cause
money. So why would the INEC disqualify
The
him?
question is, do they have powers to do so?
Oh yes, that reminds me, because it was in the news then. It gets me thinking: is this election or selection?
Like, seriously, I mean, what rights do they have to?
Yeah, because the INEC chairman actually came out to say that, as at the time, it was Maurice Iwu.
Yeah.
He claimed that they did not disqualify him, rather they disallowed him.
Okay, fine, because we don't have any powers to disqualify.
But
him.
what's the difference between disqualifying and disallowing? Regardless, he's not going to.
Okay, I think disqualification sounds more official.
Okay, he
so.
said, in line with its legal mandate to verify documents submitted to it. So maybe they found faults in his documentation, but this actually happened. They didn't say stuff until the Nigerian Bar Association came out to say that the powers to disqualify a candidate resides solely in the court.
Yeah, the Supreme Court.
So that was the situation there.
So now the South African government seized the passport of Bishop Desmond Tutu in 1981 on this day in history.
Yeah, and they said he shouldn't travel out of the country.
Wow.
But who's Desmond Tutu?
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
tell us about
Desmond
Tutu.
Tutu was the bishop of the Anglican Church in Lesotho. Also, he was Secretary General of the South African Council of Churches. He was arrested and his passport was seized. You might ask why. He wasn't just a religious leader.
Yeah.
He was a freedom fighter.
Yeah.
He won a Peace Prize later on for his untiring efforts in calling for an end to minority rule in South Africa, as well as the banning of, or the unbanning of liberation organizations, because at the time the government actually banned those organizations, and he asked for the release of political prisoners.
Seriously, I feel like a lot of things come with freedom fighting. Freedom fighters have to get ready to face a lot of backlashes. Like,
True. They go to prison.
Seriously,
their rights
they are
are trampled
persecuted a lot.
upon. Yes, true.
Yes, and that brings us to the talking about Nelson Mandela.
Nelson
All right, give us that
Mandela.
juicy story about Nelson Mandela.
Yes, I said also on this day in 1990, South African black leader Nelson Mandela made an appearance at a huge pop concert held in his honor in Britain.
Okay, sorry, please. I just have pictures running in my head now. I imagine Nelson Mandela going, woo, woo, woo. In the pop concert.
Come on, you just
Anyways.
like, it's just like saying you find a pastor in a pub.
Okay. Okay, fine. But what's going to be wearing a suit?
What?
That's gonna look very hard.
No, he doesn't wear suits though. Talk about this one. Okay, I think it will go.
Yeah,
contemporary fashion and the Western world right now. It was in Britain, by the way.
Yeah, Nelson Mandela was also, Africa. He's
freedom fighter. A lot of persons have done
strong and great freedom.
Mandela. We love you. Yeah, we love you, and we cannot let you go.
Yeah.
Even after his death.
A blessed memory.
True. Like, he's left so much to look up to. People still look up to him, still talk about
so much
him.
impact.
Yeah, and it comes with a lot. I think this concert was actually organized to honor him.
Yeah.
Because the concert took place at Wembley Stadium in London and was broadcast to more than 60 countries. It was held 2 months after his release from prison. Talk about being persecuted for being a freedom fighter.
I mean, shout out to Martin Luther King. Shout out to all our freedom fighters. And seriously, I'm sure that they have rewards in heaven.
Yeah, thank you for the life we're living today.
I really look forward to seeing Martin Luther King actually in heaven.
Oh, I'm not ready. I'm not even thinking of stuff right now. I'm the freedom fighters of our time.
Okay, so, all right, so moving on from that, we told you, what happens in What's Up Africa, where we take you from history and we bring you to present-day Africa.
Yeah, that's like creating a balance between
seriously,
past and
present. And today being Throwback Thursday, like I told you, like we like to say it, we brought you some things from history. I hope that you were educated. For those of you that haven't heard anything about these things that we talked about, talking about I and Ema, well, Now, recently, Olamide has a very beautiful wife.
Is Olamide married? Oh my God!
Ima, seriously now. I don't know. I think I've heard you.
Do this to me.
How many musicians are you tripping? Are you crushing?
Olamide is on another level. Oh my God! I feel like crying right now.
Are you serious? Are you?
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Let me catch my breath.
Okay. Please.
All you crushers.
All you people.
All you crushers. But me inclusive, Sha.
Okay, tell us.
Take your eyes off the man, because his wife, although she's known to keep a very low profile.
Yeah.
Yes, because once I saw it, but I didn't think of it as a big deal. But now you've talked about it. She's a really fine girl. Trust me. She doesn't just, regardless of the fact that she keeps a low profile, she also busies herself by popping kids and
that's a lot of busy. I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Popping
they have
kids.
2 kids, 2 very beautiful kids. So she busies herself with popping kids and looking fine.
Okay, seriously now, this issue of celebrities publicizing their clothes,
yeah, like the
family
Chomas
members
and Davidos of our time.
Ima, you're actually you're a celebrity anyways. But let's say that you were as celebrated as David or as I don't know, maybe if you're a very popular music artist, would you want to be revealing your husband and children if you're married or?
As much as I'm proud of my kids and my spouse, I would be. I'm not married and I don't have kids.
No, she's not married and she doesn't have kids. She's not married and she doesn't have kids.
I'll say that again. Okay. No.
I don't want to spoil your market. I don't want to spoil this fine girl's market. I beg. Okay.
I'm single. Yeah. Very so single. If there is my Olamide out there, please find me. I probably have to put low profile, but I wouldn't want to publicize.
Why?
I mean, I just think you put them out to the celebrities face a lot. They're out in the public eye. They criticize your waking up, you're not brushing, you're forgetting to wear your clothes a certain way. Yeah. You're even criticized for wearing one clothes twice.
Do you know there was this time that Eva Nelson was criticized for wearing certain pair of flip-flops, and she came out and intentionally wore them and she said, I will wear these over and over again. Well, you guys can come and steal it or something. I will wear them.
I mean, you can wear it. Why can't I? I'm human regardless.
I don't know why people idolize them so much so that they look like mini gods, and it seems like they do not have the right to live their lives.
Okay, they're celebrated, so they should be flawless.
That's why they have resorted to snapping their baby fingers and
rather than the pictures. Yeah, because people can look out for them.
Yeah,
so you don't know my child, for instance. So I'm not looking at it in a bad light, but you don't know my child, so you can't kidnap him. Go and kidnap the fingers.
So recently, Halima Abubakar was caught up in a little mess because she actually snapped. She said her baby had arrived. She has been pregnant. She said her baby had arrived. Okay. So she snapped the hand of a baby holding the mother's hand, which seemed to be her hand and her baby's. Guess what? An American mom came out and said, take that picture down. That's my baby's. I and my baby's photo.
Oh, no.
You need it. See? Hell was raised. Yes. And it was unfortunate because she said her baby was in intensive care unit. Okay. So she wanted to, and he was born, but he was premature and in ICU. She wanted to tell the world
that her baby
was born. So she went to the internet and was looking for mommy baby pictures. And
so she wasn't saying this is a picture of mom and baby, but she was saying I have a baby,
but he's not fit to be put out there because he's premature and he's fragile. My God, Nigerians came at her. They said it's not her baby. It's not
stolen
this one.
Baby.
Anyway, we've been talking too much about
stolen pictures. Oh, please, back to Olamide. You need to see this girl.
Okay, please, please away from Olamide. I don't understand this girl.
Let me just look her up. Look up. The girl's still fine. Her name is Bukami Aisha Adedeji. I'm your fan as well. Trust me. Don't worry. Okay. I'm not sharing your husband. I hope so. On to the next one.
Please tell us about Olori. I beg. Olori Badirat. What happened?
Go have cash me on this one. My mouth is heavy. I cannot talk.
I beg talk.
Okay. Olori Badirat Ajoke cheats on the Alafin of Oyo, her husband, with Fuji musician Kwam1. Kwam KWAM is actually King Wasiu Ayinde Marshall. Although this guy has been tagged a serial humanizer, come on, why would you leave? Who'd leave the central bank to go and cheat with Fidelity?
Are you okay? Sorry. All right. Okay, it's fine. It's all right. Okay, that was.
No,
I don't know.
Come on. I mean, who trade shawarma for
do you really want us to talk about this, Ima? I don't really know if I want to. I don't know where my mind is going to. I don't want to talk.
Susan, talk.
Because it's very possible for you to leave Central and go to isolation center. I don't know.
Damn. Oh my, you had to come at me like that.
It's very possible. There are many reasons, seriously. And I don't know why people cheat in the first place, but I think that people... Okay.
Let me give you a clear picture why she cheated.
All right.
Olori Badirat Ajoke is 22.
Okay, and husband is?
Okay, you go ask.
You can just estimate.
I think it was... just think about it.
Okay, is it like the Regina Daniels, Nedimoko kind of thing, or...
Okay, I didn't say stuff because I actually like this couple.
Okay.
Because I'm looking for the network of my time.
And because she doesn't want to talk, that is why we're going to move on to the part where Nigerian scammers tried to pull 880,000 naira. Oh, euros. Sorry, euros. Face masks.
Yeah, it's like a face mask coronavirus scam through the internet. So when you say work, sit at home and work from home, the scammers are actually working.
I mean, you know there were people that actually were sitting at home. They didn't need to be. There was no need telling them to sit down because that's where they sit and make their money. I mean, imagine a scammer. You're telling this scammer to sit. Like, it's like you're double saying it. Like stick. Like
stick to it.
Don't. I mean, this is unfortunate.
Although this is actually in a bad light, but Nigerians, come on, we're creative people. Maybe we should just channel our creative journeys in the right direction because they're like this scam has got to do with 808. It's actually a 1.5 million naira scam.
That's a lot of money.
Think about it. But they had to channel like 808,000 euros. It was wired, like they like to say it. It was wired to Nigeria.
Have they been caught?
Oh well, the Interpol. Yes, the Interpol has it that they're still being. What did they say?
Trailed?
No, they're still being trailed. But yeah, the International Crime and Criminal Police Organization has said that it's uncovered a 1.5 million euro face mask scam involving Germany, Ireland, and the Netherlands, with a portion of the money wired to Nigeria. They said they used highly sophisticated fraudulent emails.
My goodness, I feel like we should really. I think that security agencies are doing well to an extent, but they could also do more because these are times when there is high rate of crime. Criminal activities seem to be heightened. And I think it should have been envisaged from the beginning when they were saying people should stay indoors.
Envisaged. It's to think of the fact that, for instance, that leads me to another story where they said anyone with over 5,000 naira in your bank account won't get palliative.
Seriously, that story. I was talking with someone earlier in the morning, and she said, "Why did they even make that public? Nigerians would just go and move the money away from their accounts."
5,000.
I'm like, okay, so how much are they expecting?
I don't understand. 5,000 for 2 weeks.
Okay, well, so
Nigerians are going to sort ways to enrich themselves if the government is not going to do it.
Yeah. So if you have over 5,000, there is nothing for you.
Imagine how many families can rely on 5,000 for 2 weeks.
Thank you, because we're looking at duration here. We are talking about the fact that even if they have over that money, how many people are how many people make up a household?
How many people can 5,000 feed?
And
for how long? That makes me think like how much
even 10,000. How much is food now?
That makes me feel like how much.
What about the hike in prices of food items?
How much is this palliative measure they're giving? If just for 5,000 naira you're not giving me money,
I mean,
then you feel like 5,000 is a lot of money.
5,000 stopped being money when I was in like secondary school. Yeah.
And you're having to feed a household for 2 weeks. So are they giving this palliative? We've been hearing palliative measures.
Yes.
And we're like, palliative measures to the rescue, and then you get given 3,000.
I seriously feel that they should do a more critical research and know the people that really deserve this money. I do not think that this is. I'm not saying that they have not tried. They have been doing well because they actually said the palliatives are for the poorest of the poor.
How do they know the poorest of the poor? I've heard about the social register and stuff, about when the Abacha conditional transfer stuff, and they're still using that data.
Yeah.
But I put it up on the station some time ago, was that yesterday, that for instance, before now, I was resident in River State. I have moved to Abuja. So if my name was amongst the poorest of the poor in Rivers, how do they know? How do they upgrade that register to find out that I'm now in Abuja?
Okay.
And there's also the case of what if then I didn't have a job, but now I do, and then I've migrated from that register.
Exactly.
So this data, we already have a statistical
So we also
flaw.
have geographical issues
We
that
have the
need to be. We
statistical
have
flaw. Even when they were saying, in the face of the COVID-19, if we have need for it, we're going to reabsorb medical workers. And I'm like, do we even have that data? We don't even have data. Even when they were asking for data of the current health practitioners, we didn't have that. Talk more of those that are retired.
This is a wake up call.
Yes, it's something to think about.
A real wake up call. And someone was making a statement today. I was watching on TV, and he said, we should be preparing ourselves so that the next COVID-19 era. I said there will be no next.
Come on. Okay. But you know, people are actually cashing in on this.
Yes, they
and
are.
It's a problem. The hike in face masks. They used to go for 2 for 15 naira. It's now 1,000 naira.
No. You should talk about hand sanitizers. My God.
No, let's not talk about it.
Okay. All right. So, still talking about the COVID-19 lockdown and all that it entails. Protests in Sapele.
There's been protests in a lot of places.
And not just Sapele.
In Abuja, in Lagos, there was a civil disobedience. Everybody came out.
I love that word, civil.
It's both civil and disobedience. Like they came out, we are tired. We can't stay at home. We're run out of stock.
Nigerians are full of life and energy. They vibe to everything. They vibe to the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I do not know how Nigerians are going to be locked down for 1 month. My God.
2 more weeks. Like wherever you hit the what's it called, the conga, don't worry, we'll dance to it.
Are you sure Nigerians can dance to this kind of conga?
We're dancing to it the way we want.
You know, I was laughing recently. There was this phone call session I was watching on TV, and the way the callers were putting it was really painful. They said, since they lock us down, I'm like,
they lock
they lock us down. It's not like I feel that the masses need to be enlightened.
Yeah, because one lady was asking, please, what is quarantine? Is it like house arrest?
Thank you, because it seems like people feel like they're being imprisoned for no reason. I think they should see that the federal government actually means well, and they're trying to save lives here.
Yes, it is our fight.
Yeah, and for that, lives have gone. Like we have the most recent issue about a doctor.
Yeah, that died
in Lagos. Wow.
And it's very a sad one. My heart goes out to everybody on the front line that are putting their lives at risk to fight this virus. God bless you.
Yeah,
it's a sad one. The case of Dr. Emeka Chubo. Yeah, like he became like the first Nigerian doctor to die of the COVID-19 in Lagos. The NMA, the Nigerian Medical Association, Lagos State Chapter, they disclosed this via their Twitter handle that he died at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital isolation ward
center. Yeah,
isolation ward. That makes me feel like people actually will fall into depression at isolation centers. Okay, imagine you're a doctor, you're supposed to be working and helping save lives, and now your life is at risk for the same reason.
And you have to be isolated for that. I feel like, when people are down, when people are sick, they need their
loved ones
even closer. And then when you say you are sick,
stay isolated from the people you love, the people that ought to support you and help you rise again. They're likely to fall into depression. This actually makes me remember a story. I love to tell stories. Forgive me. The story of my aunt. Okay, so she had stroke. Yeah, and then her daughter put to bed like a few months afterwards, and then her younger sister had to go for the very popular Igbo Omugwo thing. Yes, but she couldn't go, so her younger sister had to go in her place. And regardless of the fact that when she came back, she brought all the gifts, the wrapper.
No, it's not the same when you're there.
People feel it's about the gifts. She brought all the gifts. I was like, all right, sister, big sister, here. She was crying. I don't need it. Take it. It's bad enough that I can't be there for my family, for my daughter, for my granddaughter. So people are actually, you feel depressed when the things you ought to do, others are doing it. So she was really down, and we even had to take her into therapy. Same as the doctor. I mean, he's supposed to be out there rendering help, but now he's at the receiving end. It wouldn't be easy on him. Trust me.
And there was also the story of the Ghanaian nurse, the pregnant nurse who also died
of the COVID-19. I mean, she was pregnant and was said to still be working even with the pregnancy.
Okay, Ima, guess what?
What?
Okay, I just remember that we have been having so much fun. We're going to be going on a quick break. And what's up, Africa, with the Slick Susie and Ima. We'll be back shortly, and then we round up. Stay with us.
Kieran.
You're welcome back from that break. This is African Patriot Radio, and the program is What's Up Africa with the Slick Susie and
Immaculator.
Okay, so earlier on we're having so much fun and we forgot, but anyways, we went on a quick break. And for those of you that like I'm above every ball, we just did a break so that you gonna rest. I beg. You too like just
drink water. Mind your business.
Drink water so that if you're strong enough to hear the the bottom pot is always sweeter. I don't know. Imagine like bottom pots that last part.
Like just give me the pots. Take your place. Take your dining.
That's
We're Africa.
That bonbon. We call it bonbon. Okay, I don't know why this Obi Franklin guy. What is his name? Do you know some people that don't really have like? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. I wanted to say Kim Kardashian, but I didn't really say Kim Kardashian. I don't know. She's not a singer. She's not an actress. She's not.
Uncle, you have said.
She's not a.
You said Kim Kardashian already.
Eh.
She's a celeb.
Oh, do you know when I said it? Sorry, my mistake. Okay, so that was actually my mistake. So I'm actually talking about Obi Franklin. He has been in the news
recently
lately, for a lot of things. True. The other time, Tacha was saying Tacha literally begged him to put her to make a way for her to be in the Big Brother Nigeria house.
Does he have to say that? I know
these people will do anything for clout. I mean, we're talking about celebrities.
Yeah, long
here.
ago we had these issues with Iyanya. He's always in the news, and then his marriage hit the rocks, and it was sad for infidelity reasons, like for the sake of infidelity. Yeah, and then he was married for just a few months, and then he had a son, and all of a sudden he has another child. Talk about baby mama drama. The whole
baby mama drama and divorce in the entertainment industry is becoming too much. But anyways, talk about that one later on.
Yeah.
Not today, because that's like that's another historical. So, Obi Franklin's South African baby mama Nicola CEO has called him out on Instagram for not playing any role in their son's life. So Nicola attacked Obi after he shared a video of their son on his Instagram story recently. That's very sad.
Well, regardless of whether he's paying child support or not, the child is his.
But this is not the first time that this is happening. Okay, we have you're talking about baby mama dramas earlier on, where like somebody like David, I don't know how he does it. I don't know.
Yeah, you just see the kids they're all together and it's like one big happy family.
But there was this time where I think was he the one who put the picture of one of his babies? I don't know if it was his son, and then he said. I think he made a statement, adorable or something, and then the other baby mamas came and were putting their own baby pictures too. She's also adorable. She's also amazing. Really? She's also awesome.
And you know the funny thing about this baby mama drama? These baby mamas feel like, okay, I have a kid for a celeb, so I'm a celeb now.
Yeah.
A lot of persons
that is something. Are they actually celebrities because they are celebrity wives?
Okay, because they're associated with celebrities. They actually feel the status does rub off on them.
Because they're not wives. Because if they were wives, I would have said the two have become one.
We say baby mama drama.
Because
nice, baby mama drama.
I've heard, baby
mama drama. I feel like rapping right now.
I think you have prospects in rap. You should. I have people I can connect you with so that you can learn how to rap. But actually, this whole baby mama thing is sometimes is kind of shameful, and I feel that the children are at the receiving end, even though they are still small and don't know the impact of what's going on just yet. But I feel, imagine you growing up and seeing chats, of your parents,
It's not. It's not the fault of these children.
Recently, but they get to.
I had this conversation with someone where she's supposed to get married, and then the mother-in-law says you can't marry her because she's from a broken home. Why is it that? It's not the fault of the child. It's not the child's fault, but truly at the receiving end. Yeah. And when you say it's quite shameful, I want to think about the society we're in right now. And
anyways, there's no shame here in this society.
I said they are celebs.
Since first century, there's no shame anyways.
I'm like, they just want to.
Annie Dibia.
They're not going to get married to you. Regardless, you get pregnant, you keep the pregnancy, you give birth. They're asking for child support. People actually, it's a job, it's a hustle. You live this thing.
Seriously,
they take care of the child, of course. Mama. It's just like giving you money to cook, and then you have it to attache in your pocket.
I know. Annie, there's something that Annie Dibia always says, and I feel it's good. She says she doesn't like to be addressed as Tuaba's wife, but rather as Annie Dibia. She said she's a brand of her own. She has made a name for herself. She's an actress. She has businesses, so she doesn't want it to look like it is because
I am married.
Yeah, so she doesn't want to use that association. That she said that is not me. But a lot of these people, I mean,
yeah, because I I feel for one that people do for financial purposes, but when you look at it again, like one of Davido's baby mama, she's not broke.
She's not broke. And do you know that she doesn't come out? She doesn't talk much.
She's not broke.
She's actually.
So we had that kind of situation. Yeah. Whatever they do it for, Susie, are you looking to become a baby mama?
No, actually no.
I was actually going to tell you who likes you. Like
someone likes me.
Yeah. Oh, you're smiling, but you said you don't want to be
I like you too. Yeah, you. Okay, all right. The program has been was South Africa and African Patriot Radio, and I am Susan Achin. You can call me the Sleek Susie, and I have been hanging out with
Immaculata Udo. Your favorite flavor? You could call me butterscotch.
Okay, baby. Is that all you gotta say? Cause we're wrapping up.
Okay, it's been so much fun on the show. I hope you had that much fun as I did, because I really did. And I'm looking forward to doing this again with you. Until next time.
Okay, she's giving you her kisses. And of course, I'll say thank you so much for sticking around. It's been African Patriot Radio, and the program has been What's Up Africa. And I hope that you were entertained as well as educated. Keep it locked. Do not go anywhere. We're still on African Patriot Radio. Jojo will be joining us shortly with a game show. Stay tuned.
Together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus, or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap, or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones, without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol. These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. Please call the emergency line for support and inquiries if you reside in Nigeria. The numbers to call is 080-097-000-010. This is brought to you by African Patriot Radio. I am Josephine Paul.
My name is Josephine Paul. Susan Achin.
Yao Bremen, Jude Ojima Audu.
Second Zilang.
Richard Bassi.
Ekanem. I am Messi Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
The world has been brought together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus, or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap, or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol.
These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. If you reside in Nigeria, please call this number for help. 080-097-000-0010. Please like and share this video. You can also follow us on our Instagram at African Patriot Radio News, and on Facebook at African Patriot Radio, and on Twitter at Patriot Radio 1.
Day on African Patriot Radio, where we are poised at keeping you up to date with the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Josephine Paul. The
coronavirus COVID-19 is real and rapidly taking over the world with about Welcome to African Patriot Radio, and it's another exciting day right here in the studio. And I'm super excited, of course. It's the game show again and again. We're so back to give you another round and another session that I'm sure you are waiting for. Of course, I'm not alone in the studio. I have amazing contestants, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to introduce to you my wonderful people in the studio. Fuchi, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
I have Fuchi in the studio, and I have Mr. Peggy. Mr. Peggy, how you doing today?
I'm very fine. How
So-
you doing too?
Okay, you look good. Why are you not smiling? Are you okay?
I'm alright.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah,
You're ready
sure.
for this game?
Yeah.
Okay, just a quick reminder. It's a contest. So, and I hope you guys are still ready for it. Okay, if you are ready for it, I just want you to make a wonderful noise for people out there listening. I want you to be excited. Show how excited you are and how excited you are to, win this contest between both of you. So, but you make some noise if you're excited for the game. And Mr. Peggy on the other hand, make some noise if you're excited. All right. So, moving on straight to the game for today. Of course, we have 3-round session and 3 different games coming up. Yesterday, I had my winner. Did you actually watch the game yesterday?
Yes, I did.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did.
It's quite educative.
Yeah, it
All right,
was.
of course, another session. So I have 3 games, and it's a 3-round session. The first is word for word. The second is the later game, and the third is arrange the word game. Are you ready for this? Okay, so I'm gonna start with Mr. Peggy right now. I'll start with you, and there's a rule for the game, so you have to listen attentively, because if I actually give out my questions, I want you to answer as fast as you can. The word for word game is a 30 seconds game. So when I throw out my question to you, you answer in 30 seconds and I get back my response. I need you to listen attentively, all right? All right, so you ready for this? Are you?
Yeah. Come on.
Okay. My first question, Mr. Peggy. So this game goes like this. You're going to generate 4 words out of the word I will give to you. 4 words out of the word I would give to you right now. There's no time, so you have to use your head. This is where your head actually has to play in right now. Okay, so my first word to you, Mr. Peggy. Generate 4 words out of the word Facebook. Your time starts now.
Face. Book. Fee.
What?
Boo.
Your time is ticking.
Say that word again. It's inside there.
All right, time up, Mr. Peggy. So Facebook, you got book. You said book. So there's only 2 words you got. You said A. You said fee. There's no fee. There's no double either. So only 2 words you actually go from Facebook. All right. So that's half point for you. Out of Facebook, you can get book, face, ace, kobo, bake. So I got like 5 words already.
Whoa.
So thank you. All right. So over to you, Fuchi. Generating 4 words out of the word. I needed to generate 4 words out of the word transport. Your time starts now.
Port. Ran. Tan. Top. Rot. Rope. Pot.
Okay. That's a good one. Pot. You said run, and you said top.
Yeah.
Right?
I said pot.
Pot. All right. Thank you so much. That's a good one. Kudos to you. All right. So the next one, Mr. I need you to generate 4 words out of the word Bathroom. Your time starts now.
Bath. Room. That. Bat. B-A-T.
Okay. Correct. Wonderful. All right. So you said bat. You said room. Correct. Thank you so much. All right. So the last word for the generate the word is for Fuchi. Fuchi, your last question on word for word. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it? Okay, so Fuchi, I need you to generate 4 words out of the word pressure. Your time starts now.
Sure. Press. Pure. Sue.
Amazing. That's a good word. That's a very good word. That's a good word. Sure, I have used on my own part, so but you did well. Thank you. That was for the word for word game.
Sue.
Nice one.
What's the last word?
He said Sue. S-U-E.
Oh, Sue.
S-U-E. S-U. That's a good one. So congratulations for you guys for pressing the first round of the word for word game. You need to be celebrated.
Thank you.
All right. I'm scoring. You guys are ready. So moving over to the next round, it is called the later game. The later game. Are you ready for this one?
Oh, yes.
Are you sure you're ready?
Blast it.
I started with Mr. Peggy, so I will start with Fuchi.
Okay.
So here is it. I would give you a word from letter A to Z or Z. So with any word I give to you, you will state a name of a person, an animal, a country, and food.
Country and food.
Yes. A name of a person, an animal, a country, and food. Okay. Ready for this?
How many seconds?
You have 30 seconds as well.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
So, Fuchi, I need you to give me a name of a person, an animal, a country, and a food with letter G. Your time starts now.
Glory, gorilla, Ghana, Gary.
Amazing. Nice one. I think 30 seconds is too much for you guys.
No.
All right, that's good.
Go ahead.
All right, I need you to give me a name of a person, an animal, a country, and a name of a food with letter A. Your time starts now.
Letter A.
Yes.
Abel. Abu. Animal is ant. Food is akbu. Country is America.
Wow. Amazing. All right, thank you. That's a good one too. I give you a name of a person. Give me a name of a person, an animal, a country, and a food beginning with letter F.
Fulfillment, fish, France, fufu.
Wow. I must say that. All right, that's beautiful. All right, so Mr. Peggy, I need you to give me a name of a person, an animal, a country, and a food beginning with letter G. Your time starts now.
G?
Yes.
G. Gabriel. Goat. Animal, goat. Country, Gabon. Food, Gary.
Okay, beautiful one. I'm so excited. All right, that's a beautiful one. From the word for word game to the later game, and we'll be right back to take the rearrange the word game. Stay tuned, guys. I'm sure you're enjoying this right now. So you can be part of this game by dropping your own answers via our page on Facebook at African Patriot Radio, and I'll be right back. Do not go anywhere. I'm sure you want to know the next game, so stay tuned, guys. I'll be right back.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Applied to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight. Having foresight, built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams, even when the odds are looking. As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Applied to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that big. From a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African.
Welcome back to the game show, and I've been your host, Josephine Paul, and I'm super excited right now because my guests are actually blowing my mind away. Just when I thought that I could put them on the spot to the very hot seat, but it looks like their seat is warm. How you feeling, Mr. Peggy, so far?
Yeah, just good, pretty good.
Fuchi has been smiling all the way. Fuchi, how you feeling?
Just keep bringing it
I just thought I was going to make your fire to just keep burning on your head, but right now you're just smiling. But it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. How's the game been going? How's it been?
It's been fun.
All right, so you're ready for the next game round?
Yeah, sure.
You're ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is called the Rearrange the Word Game. So I need you to listen attentively.
Okay.
And I need you to arrange these words properly.
Okay.
How it's supposed to be. I'll give you an example. Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday. I'm going to arrange these words properly. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is the right way to arrange them. So do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, Fuchi, you're on. Okay, I started with Fuchi on the second game, so let me start with Mr. Peggy.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Peggy, I need you to arrange these words correctly. Are you ready? You have 15 seconds. 15 seconds, please. So, arrange these words correctly. Delivery, white gown, palm wine, and antenatal.
White gown, antenatal, delivery, palm wine.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Okay, time up. So you said white gown, delivery, antenatal, and palm wine. Is that what you said?
No, I said white gown, antenatal,
Okay.
delivery,
And
palm
palm
wine.
wine. Okay. Incorrect.
Incorrect?
Yes. So the answer to that question was palm wine, traditional marriage.
Oh, wow.
White gown, wedding.
Whoa.
Antenatal, pregnancy.
Wow.
And then delivery rather is birth.
When you deliver, you celebrate with wine.
You was on a proper note, on the proper arrangement. Palm wine, you're supposed to get married, traditional marriage. White gown, wedding. Antenatal, you go for a clinic if you're pregnant, and delivery, you are going to give birth. So you have it. That's you didn't get my own.
In my village, it's palm wine after delivery. Yeah.
All right, Mr. Peggy, but you failed that one, sorry.
Okay.
All right, over to you, Footy. Ready for it?
Yeah.
Ready. Okay. Walk, brush, rest, wake up. I need to arrange that. Your time starts now.
Wake up. No, rest. Wake up. Brush. Walk.
So your final answer?
Wake up. Brush. Walk. Rest. Wake up. Brush. Walk. Rest.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, that's my
Time
final
is up, okay? So you said wake up,
Yeah.
brush, work, and rest.
Yeah.
Correct. So you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you go to work. Peel jam, fire, water, and pot. Rearrange those words. Your time starts now. Peel jam, fire, water, and pot. Your time starts now.
Fire. Pot. Pedium. Water.
Is that your final answer, Mr. Peggy?
Pedium. Water. Fire. Pot.
Time up. You said peel jam, fire, water, and pot. That's what you said. Whew. I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh, really?
So peel jam is water, it's pot, and then fire. Do you get it?
Okay, you make the fire. Okay, it's okay.
Okay, I like it that you're admitting that. All right, thank you. Over to you, Fuchi. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. 4 weeks, 365 days, 24 hours, 7 days. Rearrange this word. Your time starts now.
7 days, 24 hours, 365. 7 days, 24 hours, 365 days, and 4 weeks.
You said 7 days.
24 hours, 365 days, and 4 weeks.
That's your final answer?
Yes.
Your time is up already. All right, Pucci said 7 days, 24 hours, 4 weeks, and 365 days. Yes, incorrect. You're incorrect.
7
days.
It looks like your questions are very simple.
Thank you. They're simple, so if you fail it.
Oh, really?
So the answer to that is 24 hours, 7 days, 4 weeks, and 365 days. Okay. So we have come to the end of the session of the playing games. I have to get to know my winner right now. It's about that time, guys.
Whoa. Okay.
It's about that time, guys. All right, so it's been an amazing game so far, and I had Mr. Peggy, and I had Fuchi, Fulfillment, Ratorocha right here, and they played the word game. They played the word for word game and the later game, and lastly, they rearranged the words game. And I'm about to announce the winner. The winner of this game is... Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back with the winner, so stay tuned. Okay, welcome back to the game show, and it's about that time where I get to announce my winner on the show. Mr. Peggy has been on the hot seat alongside with Fuchi, Fulfillment Wataracha, and it's about that moment where I get to announce my winner. But right now, how you guys feeling? Let me ask you the question. How you feeling?
I'm tense. I'm really on the hot seat right
Peggy,
now.
how you feeling? Oh my God, you guys are not feeling anything, but I just feel butterflies in my stomach.
Just announce the winner.
Oh my God. All right, guys. So the winner of the game show today is no other person. I want you guys to give it up for Mr. Peggy. He's shocked.
How can you say that? Did I win it again?
Yes, you won the game, Mr. Peggy. Congratulations, you won the game.
That's not true.
Well, that's true. That's for the judges. Well, so you won the game. Congratulations to you, and thanks for being part of the show. Fuchi, you are not a loser. Congratulations to you. Pulled this up, baby. You pulled this up. Congratulations, baby.
No problem.
Yeah, so congratulations. Time in the
this video, the game show, and we'll be back to bring you more of the game show. You can always be a part of the show, right? Drop your comments and I'll get to see it. I don't know which team you were on, whether Mr. Peggy or Fuchi, but it's been an amazing time, guys. All right, keep it locked, and I would come back again with more of more of the games on the game show. My name is Josephine Paul, and I'll be your host. Have a beautiful afternoon. Together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol. These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. Please call the emergency line for support and inquiries if you reside in Nigeria. The numbers to call is 080-097-000-010. This is brought to you by African Patriot Radio. I am Josephine Paul.
My name is
is Josephine Paul,
Susan Achin,
Yao Bremen, Jude Ojema Audu,
Second Zilang,
Richard Bassi,
Ekanem. I am Messi Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
The world has been brought together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus, or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap, or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol.
These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. If you reside in Nigeria, please call this number for help: 080-097-000010. Please like and share this video. You can also follow us on our Instagram at African Patriot Radio News, and on Facebook at African Patriot Radio, and on Twitter at Patriot Radio 1.
On African Patriot Radio, where we are poised at keeping you up to date with the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Josephine Paul. The coronavirus COVID-19 is real and rapidly taking over the world, with about 5 new cases now confirmed in Nigeria, making a total number of 36 confirmed cases, 33 active cases, 2 discharged, and 1 death recorded as at 10:35 a.m. of March 2020. The question most people are asking is, how do I know I have been infected with the virus? Here are some of the early warning symptoms that would need you to check into a health facility for proper diagnosis. Fever, cough, shortness of breath, itching, dry cough, dry throat. And here are some emergency warning signs or symptoms. They include troubled breathing, persistent pain or pressure in the chest, bluish lips or face. These symptoms may appear 2 to 14 days after exposure. So be alert, spread the news and not the virus.
In case of any emergency, you can also call 080-097-000-010. You can also follow our social media handles or like and share. From African Patriot Radio, I am Josephine Paul. Brought together to form an alliance to fight deadly pandemic coronavirus or the COVID-19. It's no longer news that the world is fighting against the deadly virus that is no longer a respecter of age, class, and status, as it has affected the world leaders, entertainers, socialites, the rich and the poor. Over 228,385 cases and over 9,357 deaths recorded in the world from COVID-19. Here on African Patriot Radio, we will be giving you 20 tips in preventing and protecting you from the deadly epidemic. 1. Wash your hands properly with water and antiseptic soap or use a sanitizer. Use medical masks while in public places. 3. Do not come in physical contact with those infected. 4. Avoid touching your face, eyes, nose, and other sensitive parts of your body with unwashed hands. 5. Stay at home if you're not feeling well. 6. When coughing or sneezing, use a tissue and dispose afterwards. 7. Always clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces like chairs, tables, door knobs, etc. 8. Cover your nose with a handkerchief or tissue when someone around you sneezes. 9. Avoid overloaded commercial vehicles. 10. Avoid populated center. 11. Sweaty body contact or sharing clothes you aren't sure are properly washed. Please avoid them. 12. Drink plenty of hot or warm water. 13. If you have a high fever, cover yourself with a blanket. 14. Avoid drinking too much of ice water. 15. Do lots of exercises. 16. Try to eat ginger or add them to your meal. It generates heat in the body. 17. Avoid sharing objects or accessories like earphones without cleaning or disinfecting them. 18. Avoid eating in unhygienic places or areas. 19. Avoid cold environments where it is possible for the virus to thrive. Finally, the most common thing we touch is our phone. Always make sure that you clean the surfaces of your phones with wipes, sterilizing agents, or alcohol. These are some helpful ways of preventing coronavirus. Please call the emergency line for support and inquiries if you reside in Nigeria. The numbers to call is 080-097-000-010. This is brought to you by African Patriot Radio. I am Josephine Paul.
push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize it. For this life, now one life we get, oh. Everybody got to realize, oh. For this life, you don't get to duplicate. You don't get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh. Make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they save, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You don't get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene, oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody, everybody, everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody, everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Social distancing.
Make you go by your
good hygiene. Make you day your house. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing.
6 feet away.
Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand.
Make we push this COVID-19 away, away, far away, away.
Everybody got to realize it. For this life, now one life we get, oh. Everybody got to realize, oh. For this life, you don't get to duplicate. You don't get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, oh. Make you know they go out, oh. Now for your good, the government just pass that law, oh. Now for your good, make everybody they save, oh. Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh.
You don't get friend, oh.
Stay house, make you know they go out, oh.
Make you know they go out, oh.
For this time, Corona no get friend, oh, 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 oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand, social distancing. Keep it good hygiene, oh, oh. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody, everybody, everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody, everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize it. Corona it no be our friend, yo. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka. Oh hey, sanitize your hand. Social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. You wash your hands. Make you day your house. Oh, sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Wash your hands. Make you day your house. Oh, sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Make you cover your nose. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened spear. We stand together to weather the storm, to be reborn, sprouting like germinated seeds of a corn, to reform a generation like the signal sound of a horn. That though by history we are torn, but what's a rose stem without thorns? We take turns to have our history spawn from a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African patriots.
Everybody stop, waka waka, make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize it. Corona, it no be our friend, yo. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka. Oh yeah, sanitize your hand. Social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. You wash your hands. Make you day your house. Oh, sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Wash your hands. Make you day your house. Oh, sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Make you cover your nose. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we
All right, and if you are in this part of the world, I'm talking Abuja, Nigeria, you would agree with me that the time is 25 minutes into the hour of 3 o'clock. You are still listening to African Patriot Radio, and you are watching African Patriot Radio. For those of my people who are like, hey, I see you, Claire. I don't see you, but hi. Okay, well, anyway, welcome back, and it's a wonderful day. The sun is shining bright, and Abuja is a beautiful place to be. I have wonderful people in the studio with me, so I wouldn't make them look like there's some guest on the show.
Not possible.
Not possible.
Hi, the Slicksos is here.
Hi, Mercy Joe.
And my name is Mr. May 11, and what you're about to experience right now is just where you need to put your money, where you need to put your focus for the rest of time being.
Okay, so we got a lot of programs lined up for you coming up. I know that you have been enjoying the belt as it's been unfolding from day to day, but we just want to tell you that we got much more in store for you. MJ, what's up?
We have Trades Link. That comes up in the morning from 9 o'clock to 9:30. When Trades Link, you get to talk about business, proper how startups establish themselves, how SMEs are being helped by the banks, and you also come to advertise your product services.
That's a cool one.
It's a very nice one.
That's nice. But we're in time where people are beginning to learn the essence of online business and marketing and all that. Yeah. So they will be wondering, okay, so now that I'm having the lockdown situation and I don't know how I will go about my business, this might just be the avenue. We might have people who would want to carry out a live seminar on radio to teach you how to market your business, how to do business, all on this trade
like a workshop.
Like a workshop.
Yeah. An online workshop.
Like, this period is really it's something you can actually stay back and try to learn a lot of things that people do not know how to build their pages, their business pages on Instagram, on Twitter and Facebook. So this period you can actually lay back and learn a whole lot of things.
Like me, I think I learned how to cook this time.
Oh my god.
Yes,
Impressive.
I didn't go through the practical though, I just read the theory.
You don't know how to cook. You haven't learned yet.
I'll try. Okay, so you see, you heard that Trade Links is going to be happening right here on African Patriot Radio. Now, the good thing about all our programs is they are friendly. You can come through and you can, make that move, that entrepreneur spirit in you that you've always been thinking of how to bring it out. We are here to make you push that thing out. We will help you push it.
That's right.
Also, for those of you who want to do other businesses, somebody might feel, hey, you know what? I want my company to be mentioned as Trades Link is brought to you by XYZ.
Right.
Who says we won't give you?
We'll do it.
I'm telling you, all you need is a phone number. One phone call, a conversation, and we are good to go.
Yeah, so the number to call, in case you're interested, is 0814 72 96038. I'll take that again.
Okay.
0814 72 96038. So you can call us up if you're interested in placing ads, trying to sponsor the program, or anything. Just let's talk.
Okay, so we also have Around Africa. It's a 2-minute program that built to touch on a particular country per episode in regards to its rich heritage, ambience, agricultural export potentials, its people, and its tourist attraction. The program occurs, daily, and we are talking basically about Africans, and the black race, and built around marketing, So if you want to promote your culture, your race, this is African Patriot Radio. We got a rich culture.
We're promoting culture.
We are promoting your food, your cultural attire. And there are lots of places, like in Nigeria, we have Calabar, where people like to go there. A lot of tourists. Yes.
Yeah,
so just imagine that you have that kind of place in your country. You can, just hit us up, and we'll be able to advertise, make your country attractive to the entire continent and even the world over.
The good thing about Around Africa is some of us might say we've never gotten the chance to travel to other places.
Yeah.
And there's this thing about Africans. In as much as we live in different countries, we're like distant relatives.
Yeah, right.
So you could sit down here and say, hey, you're a thief person. A thief person will trace his route back to the Bantu people. And you find out the Zulu people will trace their route back to the Bantu people. And you now compare your traditional attires and you find out, we have some similarity.
Very similar. Yeah.
But hey, that's my brother right there. And you're like, I would have joined him. When all of them were in Soweto singing, freedom is coming to me.
Some people might even have celebrity brothers when they finally trace their roots.
I still think that the late great Nelson Mandela is my granduncle.
Seriously, Martin Luther King is related to me.
I'm
not even. He's the one related to me, not even me.
There's this politician in Nigeria that has Martin Luther King on his name, I think.
Oh.
Not Luther King.
Yeah.
Yes, there used to be someone. I don't know if it's a politician or a military person.
Are you being real right now?
Yes, there's someone that has that name, Luther King.
I think I've heard.
Yes.
I can't really remember, but I think I've heard something of that sort. I don't know if I should. Take dressing from that guy and just add it because. The earlier the better. I don't want this world to end.
This part because
it's going to take us back. But still, we want you to know that even if you do not possess a visa right now or the means to travel around the world, African Patriot
We
Radio
take you
will take you
around.
around the world.
That's right.
And it's around Africa.
Come and cruise with us.
Yeah,
For free.
basically.
Okay, but that is also open for those who feel they want to grab into it, because I know there are many agencies and embassies who would really like to shoulder this responsibility to show the world what Africa is made of, to show the world things that happen in Africa, and they might look at it and say, hey, you want to go around Africa? Well, it has to be with this embassy. It might be Gambian embassy, Ugandan embassy, all those embassies. Somebody might just say, you know what, let's put this state out there because people need to know about our rich heritage and culture. So how do you do that? Give us a call and the conversation starts. Simple. All right?
Yeah.
Should I say the number
You
again?
need to say the number.
Please say it again.
0814 7296 038. I'll take that again. 0814 7296 038.
All right, give us a call and let's get to talking. Let's get to walking. And when we do it together, we will make it last forever. Now, what else do we have for?
We have Urban Vibe Africa.
Oh, my God, I like the name already.
Urban Vibe Africa. With the program Urban Vibe Africa, you can actually invite artists to come on board to talk about their music. African artists. Try to promote musics and artists, music, and what have you. Susan, help me with that.
Okay, Urban Vibe Africa. Okay, so this is African Patriot Radio, like we have said several times, and it's all about Africa. So here we promote African artists. So you can, your song is, you just dropped your song.
You're trying to promote it?
Yeah, you're trying to promote it. You're looking for, this is a continental platform, excuse you. So
that means the song can come in any tribe.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Swahili.
I wanted to have
Tree.
I'm thinking of a remix of one of those videos you guys. And I was come, I will go, I will. I just need to come up with something.
But that song has some kind of...
I want to be able to sing a song in South Africa.
It's simple. It's not hard.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yo, silele mama.
Yo, silele mama.
You see? I'm not sure people want to listen to that.
No, that is a song we sang when our great leader was lost.
Yes. I'm just picturing...
Where's Maguda?
Maguda will join us. She will join us. She's a guest and she'll join us shortly.
She'll join us shortly.
Seriously.
I really miss Maguda's tune.
Maguda will join us.
Maguda will join us.
Maguda will definitely join us.
Maguda, if you can hear us, we're waiting for you and we want to listen to your song. Please.
And speaking about songs, in case you want us to also play that song, because we're trying to look at how to help those people who are yet to hit the limelight, to get to that limelight point so they can shine bright.
Yeah.
So we would like you to also send your songs to us so we'll have them reviewed. And from there, we'll see how we start from there.
We can actually be the first platform where your song gets to go
we
viral.
should be the first.
We should be the first.
It should be like this. They're playing it because we played it. They have it because we
let it go. Yeah.
That's
we
what
put it there. They get it.
Yeah, we are the
that's
first.
how we do.
We set the stage for you.
I'm telling you. And at the end of the day, we take the tickets too.
And we take the credits too.
Yeah, we take the credits.
So closely related to that one is Afro Motion, a unique program that deals with African movie trailers and gossips and African movie acts. It makes use of audio play of trailers. I mean, this is for movie producers,
movie actors, and
movie actors, directors. Yes. I mean, this is a visual radio. So we get to play your trailers and we get to put your movies out before they are officially out. So
I was going to be a movie actor, director, scriptwriter in my former life.
Wow, how sad.
It actually I think it depends on the kind of script you
I had written a movie. I was going to be in a movie. My name is Awon Street.
I think he's multi-talented.
Yes,
I think he's not being serious.
He can cook.
I can cook by reading. Okay. But anyway, our promotion is out there, and we know that there are many people who are still shooting movies. The other day, I looked behind my compound. I was looking outside, and I saw some people talking. I didn't understand, but they were actually acting a movie. Only it was social distancing, so it was a love movie. So the girl was far away, the guy was far away, the cameraman was far away. He was shooting, and they were singing a love song. It was in Hausa. And the girl was
I'm trying to imagine a social distancing kind of love kind of thing.
Yeah, it was cool. It was Danladi in and the guy was like hiding behind the tree and I said, Gani chicken pilau. So that too works. Like our promotion is off the hook. You're going to get gist on the movies to come out, movies that'll be out. There'll be interviews with actors, movie directors, with cameramen, everybody.
And don't get it twisted. If you also have all those short movies you do, all those short clips you do, then on Instagram, you're actually also very much invited.
You're invited. Let's have fun.
Because you are like the potential directors and producers over time.
Yeah.
So
wow.
We're very much. We're open to you all.
So in case you want to make that happen too, we can give you that same number of which Mr. Joe's gonna tell you.
Yeah, MJ. Bring it on.
Can I sing it?
Go ahead and sing it.
08147296038.
Okay.
I like
all
that.
right. Nice.
Why can't they sing my own number? My number is boring.
I guess so.
Just go odd number, even number, odd number, even number.
Okay, then we also have Fresh Out of Africa. We said something about that earlier on. This show focuses on new musical artists in Africa heading for the limelight. So at that point, we get to play "Pray for Me" by Dari, so that you will head to the limelight very well. Step out of.
You know, sometimes when you're heading for the light, you might mistakenly start going to the dark.
Seriously. So, you need to be prayed for.
Yeah.
So actually, we have Fresh Out of Africa. And we talked about that earlier. So you bring your songs, and we have a lot of upcoming artists. And I really see, I see faith. I see faith in the music industry. I see videos every day, and I'm wondering, this person actually wants to be the video someday.
Susan, we don't want to hear those songs that sound like what you actually heard when you were in the bathroom.
Oh. Are they songs like that?
Yeah, some upcoming artists these days. What you need to hear what they produce. I don't even understand.
Anyways, but
is that say who's the advisor?
If you heard,
can't artists have advisors?
If you heard,
I think they do. Like I think some people have the producers or the sound engineers most times play that role, right? To tell them, okay, that thing you did.
What you're doing is not happening.
Yes.
But I'm going to use this very spiritual line.
Okay.
Don't despise the days of little beginnings, because there's some people that have begun. We knew how they begun. Now we are vibing to their songs.
Some people don't have the talent.
Are we seriously going to talk about
let's be guided. Some people
Are we seriously going to talk about that now?
We have now who wed.
Yeah.
That's like one of my.
You know, they said something about this thing, but I don't like gossiping.
He doesn't like gossiping. That's the only talent he doesn't have. The talent of gossip.
Who told you? I might have. Oh, I can never tell you.
Now who wed, just like the title. Now
yeah, like name implies.
This is like a gossip program. Some sort, kind of a critic kind of program for weddings that are going on every Saturday. And then if you're also looking for us to cover your wedding.
Yeah, so
short clips, you can always send a correspondent.
Yeah, we'll be talking about how Ibuka slid and wanted to dress better than the groom. We'll talk about
how Laura Ikaji, how to sell Ashebi to
yes, and 200 bridesmaids and all that.
That made money.
No, seriously.
But that thing, did it really happen?
Yes, I saw the
pictures.
200.
200.
Yes.
And they paid 40,000.
Where did they use to do this? The wedding?
I
It
can't
wasn't a
remember.
stadium. Because
Yeah,
200
that's a very good question.
There's no space.
And people, they were happy.
Because I'm thinking of having like 50 people at my wedding, and then you're having 200 bridesmaids.
Well, 50 is actually much.
It's much, right?
I just want my dad.
Okay, do you think we should just utilize this coronavirus period and just do it already?
I see. I'm really very happy with this corona period. It's just unfortunate
you're not ready
it's
to
not
do
maybe
the
happening now. But it would have been the best bet.
Actually.
Marry and have just how many people? 10 people?
Yeah, we'll just do APR style. You know, APR
exclusive.
APR exclusive.
Yes.
Okay. Because if we count it, we're up to 10.
Yeah, basically, more or less. So
that's enough.
So you guys, I mean, bring it on. You want to talk about how glamorous your wedding was, how beautiful, how colorful. I mean, she's going to call the number once again, but then you can just bring it on. Yeah, and then you can hit us up if your wedding is going on. We can just come around, and cover it. We can see what's going on. Then we'll come and talk about it. We'll digest it. Don't worry. We will not be nice. I mean, let the wedding just be nice. We'll be nice.
If it makes sense, we could talk and wait. If he,
but
if he do
wait,
like
can I
it,
ask? Can somebody call to share maybe an experience? Like someone wants to share experience of, I went to the party, the wedding. At the time I went, the ushers were not working well, and I helped them to usher and pack money. At the end, they didn't give me rice.
What about those ones who go complain, say they no party jollof rice no reach their hand?
Seriously, we
will
love we love people to call in also and share the experiences about weddings.
Or if you want to say you went for the wedding and it looked like they didn't kill a cow, it was 4 chickens they killed as if it's Christmas.
You see, that's when we're not talking about where people are doing more than themselves.
Yeah.
You invited a whole lot.
And you guys don't start the wedding.
Okay, yeah, but I actually went for a wedding where I ate boiled eggs instead of meat. Yeah, I just said that.
Did they do boiled eggs in weddings?
I was there. Did you not just me?
Where did you go to?
I can't.
If I say that, May is going to yab me till I don't know. Probably till Jesus comes. So
because you're eating egg at the wedding.
I actually didn't eat boiled egg.
I'm not saying anything again. I just want to call the number. So
okay, please go on.
Once again, there's the number to call: 0814 7296 038. I'll call that again: 0814 7296 038.
All right. Well, that's the number to call, and you get there. Now, the good thing about that one is it's open for you to know. Put your wedding stuff there. I guess we'll have cards for that, so you can just come ahead of time, get your hype and all that. You want your wedding to be talked about, you want it to be announced, so that you tell people, they say, I didn't even know your wedding was like something that was already on African Patriot Radio and stuff like that. That will make it easier for everybody. Invitation made easy.
That's right. That's right. So we also have Black Heritage. Now, this is a short documentary that focuses on Black excellence drawn from any part of the world, highlighting the charitable deeds the individual has been involved in to better mankind. It's we are shouting out to, we're calling out to embassies, to NGOs. This should be very attractive to you, and we hope that you will come partner with us on this beautiful program where we get to profile the works of people that have done great. Earlier we were talking about Nelson Mandela and Martin Luther King. So we are calling out to you so that you will come partner with us, and then we can work together so that we can actually project these people. This is basically for posterity. There are things that happen and then the generations do not even know about. So we are seeing how we can put this out so that people can see those that have fought for the freedom that they now enjoy. So
yes,
that's about Black heritage.
That is a wonderful one. The good thing is most people started thinking that most Afro-Americans and Black people, even those in Africa, let me call them colored people because some people get offended with being called Black. Now, most people think, hey, all these people think about is make money, drive some exotic cars, and drink some alcohol. You can't even pronounce the name because it's spelled with like K, J, V, Z, X, and a vowel sound. So we just want you to know that people are in this color, this race that actually make money and give back to humanity.
Yes.
That is what you're going to be learning on Black Heritage, which I can't wait for it, because one day we're going to tell you about our story, people around our story, and the things they're doing to give back to society. We open this one for NGOs, as she said, international and national, and also to embassies that feel it is the right time for us to promote pro-Black activities in Africa. And the world.
From all around Africa, respected from all around Africa.
Okay, so you've heard that one. We'll give you a number and we'll tell you some little more of the programs that will be coming soon on African Patriot Radio. For now, we'll take a short break and we'll be right back after it. Don't you go nowhere. Just keep your, what, is it dial now? More than dial.
But before we go, let me drop the number. 0814 7296 038. I don't need to take that again. Let's go on the break.
Let's go on the break.
See you shortly.
My name is Josephine Paul. Susan Achin.
Yao Bremen. Jude Ojema Audu.
Second Zilang.
Richard Bassi.
Ekanem. I am Mercy Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio. is Josephine Paul,
Susan Achin,
Yao Bremen, Jude Ojima Audu,
Second Zilang,
Richard Bassi,
Ekanem. I am Mercy Joe, and we are
African Patriot on African Patriot Radio.
All right, it's coming soon on African Patriot Radio. Well, we are right here already. Okay, my name is Mr. May 11, and I am not alone. I have Messi Joe with me.
And that's like Susie. Hi, guys.
Okay, so we've been talking about programs that you are going to be listening to and watching right here on this very special station, fresh out of Africa. Okay, so we talked about a whole lot before the break, and we gave you the phone number to call. We have some certain people already making the move, trying to like talk, but you know what? I'm sure the people will handle that. But for now, we're going to still tell you a few. Remember, we have a whole lot for you. So you don't have to shake. There is nobody that don't have something to key into when it comes to African Patriot Radio. We take everybody along.
All right, so just before Messaggio brings up another program, I would first talk about farmland Africa. You know that the world is gradually gearing towards agriculture, and from the way I'm seeing it, I mean, very soon farmers are going to be like the biggest deal around. So they're already I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
So
I won't deny that. I recently heard of a state that went on the lockdown, and the governor then came to say they were giving pass to farmers because the rains were coming, and he wanted a situation whereby the farmers can access their farmland to go and till the soil and plant something, because the world might not have oil but still exist, might not even have currency but still exist. But you see this food,
if that food no day,
a hungry man,
I mean,
is an
just like some
man.
people are saying that hunger virus is even deadlier than coronavirus. I mean,
I'm telling you,
seriously,
hunger
is
the only senior man. The final senior
before I'm
man.
now, after I'm now, still
because we have lots of people that love food. Jojo.
Jojo. Okay.
Man, you're shaded Jojo.
we don't want to talk about some people, but
we have one savage crew. We have one savage crew member. Please don't allow him to take advantage of the situation.
We have lots of people that cannot do without food. So
I mean, I don't think anybody. So farmland.
So it's very encouraging.
Yeah. So you get to advertise your poultry, your fishery. There's a lot to farming. You can come here and tell us about what you're doing. There are people that are interested also in knowing about farming. They want to get involved. They want to start a poultry farm. They want to start. They want to do fish business. They don't know how to go about it. So just call. You just give us a call, and then we can feature you. We'll tell you about our rates, and then we can bring you in so that you can advertise your farm. And then get people to patronize you, and you gain, we gain.
I'm telling you, it's all about a win-win situation when it comes to us. So anyway, you need to key in. And also, there are people who might want to come and hold seminars with our show. Our shows are open to use as educational platforms.
Exactly.
Now, you want to teach people about irrigation and different types of farming methods. It's okay. Let's talk.
Improve
seedlings. Orienting them about the different seasons and different farming.
I saw this very mighty improved cassava seedling that it looks very fake, but it's real. Somebody actually, it was on a billboard in where I was traveling, and I saw it, and I was like, there are people that do not know about this improved seedling. So you can also educate people on that.
Well, guys,
guys,
did you know? Did you know? I once wanted to be a farmer.
What stopped you, and what's stopping you right now?
Nothing.
It's not too late.
What type of farming now? Animal husbandry or
no, just a normal plantation. So let me tell you, I love that time when rain wanted to fall. I always loved and looked towards it because I wanted to plant maize. I loved corn that time growing up. So in our backyard, because I was big. So
okay, please, like MJ, please. It's not too late. I'm advising you now.
Hold on to your dreams.
Hold on to your dreams.
Yes, hold them tight.
Yes. And the good thing is, we're in a time where we can't have gatherings. We can't have social gatherings. So this is just the best avenue.
Beautiful. Around your home, you can even do subsistence farming. It doesn't have to be commercial farming. You can even do subsistence. Okay, am I advising people now? Okay, I don't really know, but anyways, we're still talking about farmland Africa.
You need to buy time.
Okay.
But let's give you the number again so you can call us and let's book an AP. We can talk on the phone because
we can say everything here.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, the number to call is 0814-7296-038. I'll call that again, 0814-7296-038. Well, we have security reports. Security is everyone's business. Now, this program focuses on addressing security challenges and civil unrest in troubled nation of Africa.
Okay.
And who says it's not marketable?
Who told you?
Who says it's not marketable?
This is where we need the government to come in as well to showcase to the people, like we could get coverages from them to showcase to the people how far they have gone. They have gone in tackling the security situations in their nations.
You know, there was a day I asked the question. I said they keep telling ladies to move around with pepper spray in their bag. Why don't they?
And small knives.
You see, if you let someone move like a jackknife now, even a bad person will move with a jackknife. And you have to say, I was just protecting myself.
I mean.
But my own is this. Is it bad if they have seminars or some kind of workshop that teaches people some immediate actions to take to protect yourself, like how to disarm somebody who is trying to...
taking karate lessons.
But please don't hit the black belt so we don't start getting scared.
And now there are situations where women give birth and they need someone to take care of their children, and because they're career women, they have to go to work as well. Now there's always that fear that what's happening in the house.
My baby.
What's happening to my baby?
Yeah.
And all that fear. Now that's where the CCTV comes in.
Okay.
And so you see there are different angles of security, and there are different marketable.
Or maybe even have a security outfit, and then you have trained security agents that are trusted. You know, that can. I mean, people want to have the best security people at their gates and around watching the house. You know, and ensuring that.
Apart from that, there's some other equipment people use, like the taser and all that. There are companies that make these things, but the thing is,
people do not even know.
People do not know. Like you might think of having one, but you're not even aware.
How do I get
where
it?
And how? Even the CCTV, you might I want to install, but how much
cost?
How does it cost and all that?
Oh, do we want to talk about cars now, where people are having their cars stolen because they cannot have tracking devices?
Yeah.
So there's just a whole lot.
Yes.
Even your social media handle, your Facebook,
your phones,
people are hacking into it. So how do you?
Generally, security in
there
general.
are lots of things.
Yeah.
Security is broad.
It's broad. Very. So we have all these people, and we know there are companies that offer these services, and you might want to, cash in, but you know what they say: only money they bring money.
Yes, exactly.
True.
So put a call across and let's get into business, and we'll make this very possible.
We'll make it work.
If we're everywhere in Africa and around, it means you could start from here and offer services in places you never knew you would.
We're continental. We're continental. So
no, let's do the Calis that we global.
We're global.
We're
global.
We're global now.
We're global now.
All right, so remember to call in and let's have the conversation rolling. And also, what do we have? Let's take one.
One more.
One more.
All right.
Bring
it up. Okay, there is also talks and teachings where we get to we bring you spoken words, we bring you seminars, and then this is also a place where you can cash in. You can also bring in your seminars. We have a lot of motivational speakers, that want to sell ideas to people. They want to tell people, wake up by 4 a.m. if you want to be great. Do not sleep for more than 7 hours. So you can come here and this is
just like the
a great
coronavirus going on right now. Coronavirus.
Speaking about coronavirus, what do you think about the song? We have the APR song. I mean,
social distancing.
I'm telling you. Wait, what is that?
Okay, guys, don't worry. We'll bring the song to you. At the end of the show.
That is not how I wrote the song for the artist.
If you had said this when I was sleeping, I would actually believe it.
But anyway, we have that great song, and it's a great thing for everybody to make a move. Make a move to sanitize your hands and sensitize your public.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out to their door before you start talking about it. There's a coronavirus is out there.
No. We should have this quick reminder in our heads every day. There is no cure yet for the coronavirus. So to stay home will be the safest thing to do right now.
Yeah.
Actually, stay home and social distancing as well. Try to make sure you maintain a distance and
exercise, proper hygiene.
One of the government's rules. Some people just don't believe in the government.
Okay, I feel some people feel like they are being imprisoned and put under house arrest.
And so people that feel that way,
People feel like they're being punished.
No, do you know what?
I
I have an advice for those people that feel that way. You know, we have different quarantine centers across the country. You can as well go there.
What am I thinking? What am I thinking? What I'm thinking?
You can as well go there if you feel it's a punishment, and you go and see the real punishment.
Okay, that is actually very true. I think you should walk into a hospital and then see what people are going through.
Because
then you will know
I'm
that.
actually getting tired of trying to explain to Nigerians that
please.
this is not just
the government
for the
doesn't hate
government,
you.
It's for us as well.
They're actually doing because they
actually
love
for
you.
our
On the
well-being.
contrary, they love you. That's why they're saying you should stay at home. So please stay at home.
Because they are home.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't know who I see out there though. Anyway, we're going to do this again tomorrow because there's a whole lot to talk about. There's a whole lot. If we want to tell you all the goodies that we have for you here, we'll exceed the date. We want to start the program and still be telling you what you need to wait out for.
You go there here,
I'm telling you. But for now, we'd like to let you know that you can check out our website as well, which is out there for you to, go get all the info. And we have an Instagram handle. If you want to become a family member, you want to be a family member, you can start tagging. Let's get to know what your face is like. So we can
we can always, just put you up on our status or something or on our page once in a while. Just celebrate you,
Do you need that?
I'm actually talking about you. No.
Already you have the Facebook handle and you have you'll get the Instagram and website. Before we wrap up from here, we are hoping that tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, you'll be here with us.
I'll be on my way.
Searching for the things. Oh, sorry, I don't show myself here. Please continue.
Why?
I don't know why I'm. I don't
Why
know
you
why.
singing the
Sorry,
song? I
sorry,
don't know.
sorry.
How can't you know that song?
I don't.
You don't know it, or you
I know one song though.
Okay, which song? Brother,
I'm telling you, that one I know.
how won't you know that one?
No, today's Throwback Thursday, so you can sing that song.
I'm on that part.
True.
I'm on that part. There's something about that song that man.
Seriously.
When people who sing those songs too much are the ones that always say mad though.
Mad.
Recently, I was watching a concert and I saw Downfall Drivers. I was like, how were we enjoying this? I don't know. Anyway, some people still really enjoyed that song.
I actually enjoyed that song.
You did, right?
You know, in those parties when you go with those little children, and mommy be like, yes, go and dance, go and win the money. Oh yeah.
So shout out to all our guys from Throwback, from way back. We're throwing back to you. We greet all of you now, all the Yames, all the Kalanga Water people. And the
African China
Jogodo people.
Daddy Shoki. They did a nice one those days.
Sonny Ade, King Sonny Ade.
Fella. Yeah, they did a nice one. They were the ginger of that time.
Onyeka.
One
love. Keep us together.
It's not my tribe.
Okay, let's do.
Onyeka what?
Okay, let's do our outro song. One love, keep us together. One love from African Patriot Radio.
See you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Make we push this COVID-19 away, far away.
Everybody got to realize, for this life, no one life we get. Everybody got to realize, for this life, you no get to duplicate. Keep to the rules and regulations, yeah. Stay for your house, make they go out, Now for your good, the government just pass that law, Now for your good, make everybody they safe, Stay house, make they go out,
Make they go out,
For this time, Corona no get friend,
You don't get friend,
Stay house, make they go out,
Make they go out,
For this time, Corona no get friend, Sanitize your hand, social distancing, keep it good hygiene, make you day your house. house, oh. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house for the better. Make we stay house for the better. Everybody stop waka waka, oh. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better. Everybody stop waka waka. Make we stay house, it go better, oh. Corona never get the cure. Everybody make you sanitize it. Corona, it no be our friend, yo. Oh yeah, keep the distance. Oh yeah, stop to the waka, oh yeah. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. You wash your hand. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Keep it good hygiene. Wash your hand. Make you day your house, oh. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. Make you cover your clothes. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house. Sanitize your hand. Social distancing. 6 feet away. Keep it good hygiene. Make you day your house.
This is brought to you by the Nigerian News and sponsored by Patriots Club of Nigeria.
As we stand together, shoulder to shoulder, younger or older, we stand as an indivisible unit like atoms. We stand for what we have left is our right. Apply to elevate to greater heights. Touching the sky, we take flight, not to be out of sight, but in our might. So in the pitch of dark, we are a pinch of light, illuminating the night. For sight will remember us having foresight. Built from a dream, standing supreme, we are a team that beams. Even when the odds are looking slim, turning our losses to wins. As we stand together from around Africa, we speak Africa with the heart of a champion, as it is in our black heritage, to create the new Africa from past Africa. As we stand together, knowledge has no barriers, for we have conquered our fears, shifted gears to plunge further in every sphere, piercing the chest of the future like sharpened spear. We stand together to weather the storm, to be reborn, sprouting like germinated seeds of a corn, to reform a generation like the signal sound of a horn. That though by history we are torn, but what's a rose stem without thorns? We take turns to have our history spawn from a conundrum of hearts beating like a talking drum, talking from words inscribed on our minds' tabloids. We stand together as African patriots.